Welcome to the Box Office Dynasty. I am your host, Josh.
And I'm Jack.
And welcome also to the biggest and most glamorous night in all of Hollywood. The 98th Academy Awards have finally, and the key word is finally, come and gone. The biggest night for movies. What a night it was. We're going to get into the
Crazy.
whole thing this week. And we have a hell of an episode, and that's pretty much going to be the whole episode, is you and I discussing this awards. We have been talking about it for months, everything leading up to it. This is it. We're going to get into the ceremony, the winners, the losers, everything in between, the damn bathroom breaks even. We'll talk about
literally everything.
literally everything. We also, before that, we'll be picking a new Bible study film this week, after reviewing All About Eve. Speaking of Oscars, another Best Picture winner there. Maybe we'll get another other Best Picture winner this week as
sick.
we roll a new Bible study film. So a fun episode coming on up here.
Yeah. What's funny is that when this podcast started, it was right after the Oscars. We are almost at our 1 year anniversary of doing this podcast. Josh, I could not have asked for a better co-host. I love doing this with you. I think 2026 is going to be an ambitious year. We want to work with other creators and collaborate with other people. If you're listening to this, reach out. We want to work with you and make content with you, have you on a podcast. We've been doing this a while, and it's just been a good run. Thank you for everyone who's watching. We really appreciate you. And almost 1 year together, man. It's been a good time, bro.
1 year. It is honestly insane to think about, like, where we were a year ago, what, like, the first episode, like, I still remember looking back at that first episode where I didn't even have, like, a proper mic, you know what I mean?
I
And I
know.
was doing it on my phone, and we were talking about, like, Snow White, you know what I mean? And it's just, like,
Yeah. Oh,
insane to
yeah.
think about, like, our growth, you know what I mean, just at the craft. And obviously there's still a long ways to go, but we've shown, not just to, people who may listen, but to ourselves and each other, that, like, we can be committed to this. It's not just a silly, like, passing conversation. Well, it was for quite a few years, to be
It was
honest.
for a bit.
But that, if we really put our minds to it and be determined, we can commit to this, and we can make something really cool. And as we near our 1 year and our nearing 50 episodes of the Box Office Dynasty, this is episode 47. It is really cool to just look back on that and think about, yeah, all right, like, this is our first year, the infancy stages of the Box Office Dynasty. Now where can we grow? How can we really build our base, and grow ourselves as creators and as cinema enthusiasts as well, and just everything that goes with being active parts in two halves of the hive mind of the Box Office Dynasty. I love doing this with you, pal. You're one of my bestest friends in the whole world, and that we get to talk about something that we love so dearly, and get to be even a little bit part of a community that shares this love and this affinity for this art form, I think is a very special bond and opportunity. And while we get to do it for however many episodes we're lucky to do it, I am glad. Like, I am so happy. It is the best.
Yeah. I mean, that's so true. Like, everything you just said is so right, so accurate. We have such strong ambitions. Year 2, I can't wait to see where it takes us. I've been feeling the love from the community. I mean, especially recently, been talking to a lot of other creators in this space, in, other podcasters in the movie, cinema, TV, comic book space, and a lot of love for all of them and everyone who shares and likes and comments. We love having discussions with you guys. So, I mean, we'll keep it up. You guys keep it up. We love you and we appreciate you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us be a part of this community. And
Yeah.
our door is always open. We may not have a whole ton to offer in terms of our growth, our base at this point, but we have a lot that we feel like we can give. in terms of the discussion around film, all kinds of film, same with television, and just entertainment and media in general. And we are excited to, hopefully interact with with fans, with other podcasts, anybody really who is interested. We're interested. So
And we love to fucking yap. So
as you can tell,
we'll continue doing it.
we don't even shut the hell up about this shit. You know what I mean? How the hell are we going to talk about anything today or ever?
Yeah, no, you're right. This is gonna be a long episode. And
This
I'm
is
here for
everyone.
it.
You might as well buckle in. Get another cup of coffee. Ed, Sid, Kill, everyone out there who we know is listening. Definitely get ready because we have a big one for you folks. This is exciting. Before we get into all those things that we talked about, why don't we share a couple of news nuggets that we have for the week? Because the Oscars aren't the only thing happening, just the biggest thing happening. So, should I go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first because I think one of mine might be yours. So let's just you take it.
Are you sure? All right.
Yeah.
The first thing, the one I'm most excited about, Steven Spielberg has said and announced that he is making a Western currently in development that he feels, quotes, kicks ass. We don't really have any information about plot, cast, or anything. All we know is from what he said, it has horses and guns, but no tropes or stereotypes, and that he does hope to film it in Texas. This would be, in his over half a century long career, the first Western that Steven Spielberg ever makes.
Do we need any more details than that? Spielberg's making a Western. I'm sold.
Yeah, I really don't
That's
think
all
we
you
need. I don't even think you need it.
That's awesome.
I think this is one of those ones where we can look towards Indiana Jones, which is not a Western, but there are definitely like elements to the main, to Indy as a character that kind of are inspired from these spaghetti Western adventures. And Spielberg, who is, one of the greatest, if not arguably the greatest filmmaker of all time, to see him dip into this genre that maybe has inspired some of his other works in the past, but will now be the full-on focus of his story, like that is going to be awesome. And I'm with you.
Sweet.
This is all we need to know for now. I'm sold. The next news nugget I have comes from another announcement, this one from Seth MacFarlane, who has announced, I assumed this was what it was.
Yeah,
I feel, well, he has announced that there will be a spin-off to Family Guy. I guess the second ever spin-off after the Cleveland show. This one titled Stewie, which will follow Stewie as he goes on adventures through space and time with his preschool friends and a turtle. Fox has already ordered 2 seasons of this show for 2027 and 2028. So, you also had this. What are your thoughts on this?
I like it. I just don't. I hope Brian's in it, because Brian and Stewie, I don't like the idea that it's him and his classmates or whatever, preschool classmates. If it was Brian and Stewie going on adventures, I'd be a lot more interested because you can have, Seth MacFarlane does both voices. Just throw Brian in there. Why not, But, I don't know. It seems interesting. I wish we got a Ted season 3, but I get you can't do that.
Well, yeah, I think Ted really has to do more with just like he said, how expensive it is.
It's too expensive, I know.
To CGI and to bring Ted to life in the world. I just watched the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Ted finally.
Such a good show.
So good. And the way that they are able to make Ted feel so seamless is just, a testament to that it is money well spent, and that, I can understand why it's so difficult, even though I agree, I would love so many more seasons. But I do agree with what you said. I do think that if this was Brian and Stewie together, for sure, that would be that would actually make it exciting, because I feel like the best part of Family Guy to me was always that dynamic between the two.
It's the best dynamic in the show. They're the best duo.
So, that's really what it should be. Preschool friends and a turtle. I don't know. We'll see.
I can't really see Stewie even giving a shit about his preschool friends,
No, but maybe that's like the point,
He goes through like character development.
Yeah, or like he's just clashing against them, but they're somehow forced like to go along on the adventure.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Or maybe
and
character development.
My favorite episodes of Family Guy are the time traveling or like going through space and time with Brian and Stewie when they go to like Germany in the 1940s and they go to 9/11. Like that's my favorite
The
episode. Is all that
multiverse,
shit.
yeah.
The multiverse, like that stuff was crazy.
Yeah, that was really cool. So they were doing the multiverse before Marvel was doing the multiverse.
I know.
So we'll see how that goes. I saw one last thing about that I thought was funny is people were saying, how's that going to work? Because when they did the Cleveland show, Cleveland actually left Quahog. They're like, is it going to be like Stewie just leaves the family and they're all just like, where the fuck is Stewie?
Maybe
Like,
it'll be like he leaves, but since it's time travel, he's only gone for like a second in their perspective, but he comes back. He's actually gone for like years in his own perspective.
that would be
You know?
interesting. Yeah, that's true because it's time travel. It's not.
Yeah, he just come back to the point he left.
Yeah, like he's all grown up. We see him like live his whole life, and then it's like the Riley thing from Inside Out. Like we just see him.
He just fucking dies at the end.
Yeah,
That's why you want Inside Out 4 to end or whatever.
No, not 4. That's a little soon. But
Inside Out 10.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, that might be a little too long. But anyway, we'll talk about that with Pixar later. No, this is like you see Stewie to his old age, and then like he does have to go finally, and like the time machine breaks again. We know in Family Guy that's happened before.
Yeah.
And then he's like a baby all over again, and Brian comes into the room. Like that would be, you know what I mean? Like that would actually be kind of like a crazy way to tie it together. This is definitely beyond Family Guy's, creative
yeah, they don't give a fuck
ideas.
about that.
They don't really give a fuck about this kind of storytelling, but it would be cool. Except for that one episode of Brian and Stewie, the best episode of Family Guy in the bank vault.
Oh, that's a good one when they're just locked in there.
That's like their bottle episode.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, that's a
and,
good
and
one.
I think that's like one of my favorite Family Guy episodes, funny enough, because it is so actually like in-depth emotional. Like it might be the best episode of the show from that kind of standpoint.
They know that that's the best dynamic when they bottle episode those two characters specifically.
Yeah.
Like you could do any character in the whole show and the whole series and you pick those two.
Like obviously Peter's great, really funny,
it.
yada yada, but that is the best dynamic. So we'll see how that looks next year. And the last one I have for you, I mean, there was a few, but this was the last one I decided to do for this week, because I figured if you have or have not seen it, you find it interesting, and we've talked about it recently. But we got confirmation that Aaron Pierre is joining the cast of the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, as Green Lantern. So I thought you'd find that interesting, and the viewers would find that interesting. That beyond this, I guess controversial Lanterns show so far, based off the trailer, that this is a character and an iteration that will be around for the long run. So another kind of reminder to just trust in James Gunn's judgment as the kind of overhead of the DCU.
Yeah, I'm cautiously excited about that. I loved Superman 2025. One of the issues I had with it was that there was too many heroes. It was not so much, it didn't really feel like we got a lot of Superman in that movie. There's too much going on. Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, a lot going on. Man of Tomorrow, I was kind of hoping it's just a Superman and Lex story. Superman and Lex versus Brainiac. I think that'd be incredible. So if Jon Stewart is in it, I kind of want him to just be a cameo, or he shows up at the end after the fight. I want Superman to do his own thing, be his own hero without all the help of everyone else. I don't know.
Well,
the Justice League's not established
I
yet,
see what you're saying. The Justice League's not established, but superheroes and Superman himself and all their heroes in this world are established.
Yeah, they exist, but same thing that Marvel does. You can have them do their own stories without the other.
No, I know what you mean, but I don't necessarily disagree with you about the first Superman movie, but Man of Tomorrow isn't even being described as a Superman movie. They dropped Superman from the title, didn't they? It's just Man of Tomorrow. So,
And who's that talking about? Is that talking about Superman or is that talking about Lex?
Exactly. And I think that's the point. So obviously they're going to be our central characters, but that we are getting this Aaron Pierre announcement before Lanterns is even out goes to show that I don't think it's just going to be a cameo. I do think he's going to have some sort of impactful role in that story next year.
I do appreciate the confidence, though, of Lanterns to announce that already and to have him be in that movie already.
I think it looks good. I don't know what everyone's bitching about.
Yeah. No, I do too.
So,
do you have any more? Because I got one.
That's it. That's all I got.
Speaking of DC, this is old. I meant to talk about this last week and I forgot. But the Batman 2 has been trying to cast Christopher Dent for a while now. The announcements kept coming out. Brad Pitt declined the role. Stellan Skarsgård declined the role. Daniel Craig is now being eyed to play Christopher Dent, Harvey Dent / Two-Face's dad. And who knows if he's going to accept it? He probably won't, because that was almost 2 weeks ago and no confirmation has been set. So I don't know. But what is with this role that nobody wants to play it? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I find it very curious. I mean, you could maybe try to make excuses. First of all, I saw that, and I do want to say I think Daniel Craig would be fantastic in this universe.
I agree.
I do think specifically having Stellan as Sebastian Stan's dad would have been like great casting. But from just a pure talent standpoint, Daniel Craig would be phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could have said with Brad Pitt, he had done the Marvel thing. Stellan, same thing. Daniel Craig, I don't think has ever been in a Marvel movie
Not that I know
of any kind, or even any superhero movie that I can think of.
No.
But he did the franchise with James Bond. I don't know, because it's not like franchise. At most, there'll be one more movie.
Yeah, and he cameoed in Star Wars. He's not against like doing these
Hell,
big budget things.
Knives Out is a big budget franchise. You know, he
Yeah.
went from one big budget franchise to another. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know if he's going to do it or not. Obviously, we haven't heard. Maybe he's just mulling over it. But you're right. Like, I can't imagine, you know, people seem very confident in the script. So I can't imagine that, you know, people are reading it and saying this is not worthy of me getting invested into. And also look at the stars that have signed on: Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan. Like, there are big names who feel like this is a worthwhile movie to be a part of. So it is an intriguing dilemma that we have been following along, and I find it very weird. Yeah. We'll see.
Every week it's like a new actor has been turning it down or asked about it. And, you know, to be fair, we don't know what the role is. When it was Brad Pitt, I was like, okay, maybe it's flashbacks. And then it was Stellan Skarsgård. I was like, okay, maybe it's current day. And then now it's Daniel Craig. And it's like, maybe it's flashbacks or current day with prosthetics. Like, I don't know what the role actually is going to be now. Because how is Daniel Craig going to be Sebastian Stan's dad?
How old?
It's got to be some sort of makeup.
How old is Sebastian Stan?
He's got to be 40 now.
43. He's going to be 44 this year.
So we got like a 44-year-old guy, and what's Daniel Craig, 60 maybe?
Yeah, Daniel Craig is 50. He just turned 58.
Okay, so he's 14 years older than Sebastian Stan. I feel like it's either going to be a flashback to when he's a kid, or it's going to be prosthetics. But I don't know what the role is, so we don't know why they're turning it down, why they can't lock down an actor.
Is it maybe
it's just weird?
Maybe it's not a big role, but like, why are they then so set on getting such a big name to play it?
Right, and also, I mean, at least Brad Pitt and Daniel Craig are not against small roles as cameos or just quick things. You know, I mean, Brad Pitt did Deadpool 2 for a second. Daniel Craig did Force Awakens. He was just in a mask the whole time. Like, they're not against it, so it's just weird that they're turning it down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I find the whole thing, like you said, very strange. But I guess we'll find out if Daniel Craig takes the role as Christopher Dent, or if becomes the third actor to pass it on, and then maybe you and I will get the opportunity soon enough.
They ask us,
just like almost like, you know, when you have like a baby or a dog in a movie, and they have to use two babies or two dogs that look similar. Like
you and I switch out, but like they don't know which one's which.
Yeah,
we just look so similar.
Exactly. Like we could be brothers. Like we could be twins.
We might as well be.
You know what I mean? And so I just imagine us playing Christopher Dent. Yeah, we just switch out, because we could be Sebastian Stan's dad. Like,
with like a grown Sebastian Stan, you and I switch out, and it's just never acknowledged that we're his dad and we're like 20 years younger than him.
Well, it's acknowledged,
Down
but
for
not
me.
the idea that we are definitely, like 20 years younger than him, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Hold on.
We could pull it
Yeah,
off.
Matt Reeves never responds to my emails, so maybe he'll respond with this one
Yeah.
if I tell him about this.
Well, you know what? I mean, you can always just like CC James Gunn onto that and just be like,
Oh, he's got me.
yeah.
We're boys. So
I mean, he responded to me on Twitter one time, so we're definitely boys.
Did he really?
Yeah, he actually did.
Dude, tell him to come on the podcast.
Yeah, I really should. I should be like, yo, Mr. Gunn, do you remember that time that you said that we will get all the guerrilla content that people desire and deserve in the DCU? Yeah, that
And you
was
said,
me.
yes,
And you
sir.
said, yes, sir. Like, come on the podcast.
Dude, real talk. Who is because let me rant for a second. Who is your dream guest for this podcast? Not the JoJo Siwa dream guest on my podcast. Who is your dream guest?
Oh, I mean, that's tough.
I gotta say James Gunn is up there for me.
He would be great, but actually, you know what my answer is
What?
Ryan Coogler.
Oh, dude, he seems so cool.
He seems so cool, and he's so passionate about film and like the intricacies of the actual art form and the technical side of it. Like, I just think that discussion with Ryan Coogler and any discussion that he does when he's talking about filmmaking as a process and you know, as an art and as a talent, like, he is just so intuitive and like masterful, you know what I mean, and just like
Yeah, he's a visionary,
genuine.
dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I found out that he played D1 ball. He was a wide receiver in college.
Yeah.
D1 wide receiver at Sacramento State.
He and
That's pretty
Ludwig
sweet.
Göransson were like college roommates or something like that.
No way, really?
Yeah, and that
Dude.
could have been us, you know.
What? Yeah, that should have. Look at fucking where we are. Where
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know they're a little older, but I mean,
well, we got time. We got like 10 years.
yeah. Did they start off doing this though? Like, I don't
Probably.
know.
They would have if they could have.
Yeah, that's true. That honestly, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah, Ryan Coogler. I know you're watching. Get on here.
Yeah, I don't want people to be like, "Oh, why? Because he just won an Oscar." I mean, yeah, but also like because I just think like he seems so nice, so chill. You know?
I like just want to be his friend,
Yeah.
man. Talk movies all day with him.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good conversation. Remember that
Yeah.
video that he came out with for Sinners before it came out? Well, like the 10-minute video where he was explaining all the different formats and like the benefits of seeing it this way and that way. Like,
Yeah, the passion just radiating
Yeah.
off of him in that video is crazy.
I think that really got people so excited to see that movie in a way that other films just cannot, and like other like you know, like press runs for films, they just cannot comprehend like that, how that would work, you know, and like having someone who cares so deeply like that, how that really is actually what the audience wants and not just like the bullshit like, oh, what's your character's favorite color, like in the interviews, or like
which cast member knows each other the best?
yeah, right, like who,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's stupid as shit.
Talk about the movie.
Yeah.
I don't care who knows each other's middle names. What the hell?
They're like, remember that time that we got into a pillow fight? It's like, no one gives a shit. I want to hear you talk about.
Well, it depends who. A pillow fight.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on.
yeah, you know, you're
Hold
right.
on.
Yeah, okay.
Haley Steinfeld, dude. Wait a second.
With who?
Josh Allen.
Not
I'd watch that.
yeah, you're right. Not yeah, not Shamik
What?
Moore.
Definitely not. Nah, he's not invited to that slumber party. I can tell you that much.
All right, why don't we get this back on track?
Yeah, let's
Jesus
go.
Christ. So let's pick a new Bible study film, right? I believe that is next. We're all done with the news nuggets. Okay. So as this goes, basically we have a book. It is the New York Times Book of Movies, The Essential 1,000 Films to See. This is our film Bible. We pick a movie based on numbers commented by you at home. The numbers are 3 to 1265.
There you go.
Something like that. We've done enough of these now. This is going to be our, let's see, how many is this? Our 15th one? Yes, this is our 15th Bible study film.
Damn, that means we've been doing this for like
watching.
30 weeks over that.
Yeah, and we only did 2 the first time we did it. We did 2.
That's
Ever
true.
since then, it's been 1. So
I think over the summer, maybe we'll do 2 again.
Yeah. Well,
we got time.
We should, well, when you have time. I mean, it's the same schedule for me, but.
Yeah, this sucks.
All right, so let's get to it. So we're gonna pick a number from the wheel, and we're gonna see.
Yeah, you're spinning the wheel. There's 1,000 options.
Well,
let's see what we get.
Not really. It's like however many who were commented. But anyway, I like your enthusiasm.
Well,
I like your.
Shut the fuck up and just spin the wheel.
All right, let's go. I'm just saying we could be Sebastian Stan's dad. That's all I'm saying.
That's facts. That's so true.
Oh,
and Ryan Coogler is
dude.
coming on the podcast.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
What number?
All right, we are doing The
Oops.
haunted number 666.
Whoa, hold on.
Yo, that is actually okay. That is fucking epic. I have a
That's
proposal then. I have a proposal.
oh wait, that okay.
I
Explain.
have a proposal. So the movie that we will be watching for sure is the 1980 George Miller classic Mad Max, the original film in the franchise. My proposal to you, ironically, considering we were just talking about double features,
Yeah.
is if we were to do oh wait, I didn't realize they're the same number.
That's
Oh,
so Mad Max is 666 and
and
then
Mad
Mad
Max
Max
Fury
Fury
Road.
Road is
I
also
thought that was I
666.
thought that was 667. I like looked briefly. All
No,
right.
they're the same.
Well, we got rolled a double
I think we
feature.
have to watch
We
them.
have to do both. In that case, it's not even a proposal. So Jack and I actually rolled a double feature. This is like the tie all over again. I'm like,
I-
come on then, Johnny. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. We'll get through this together, guys.
I didn't even know they had double features in this.
I
And now I'm
didn't know
looking
this.
and there's a bunch that I'm seeing on
I
the same
didn't
page.
even realize that either. Like
523 is a double feature.
All right, well, people will comment whatever.
Oh, don't comment 523. I don't watch 2 more movies.
Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll get a triple feature. We'll get Jack to do that one. 3 1-stars in a row. No, so we will be watching the original 1980 Mad Max and the hit film that came years later, Mad Max Fury Road. I've seen both. So this is 2 weeks in a row where it's movies or 2 draws in a row where it's films that I've seen, because I also had seen All About Eve.
I've never seen either of these.
This is
So-
exciting. If you can't get behind these, Jack, we might need to just cancel this fucking segment moving forward.
I think I'm gonna like Fury Road. I've heard
so.
good
You'll like
things.
it because
I
it's
like
new.
Tom Hardy.
You'll like it because it's a new.
I like it because it's not ass. That's why.
Okay, well,
That's why I like it.
That's just-
But I, you know what? I saw a lot of stuff about Furiosa, which isn't on that list, and I don't think I'd like Furiosa. Doesn't look that good.
no, I disagree. Furiosa, I thought was awesome.
Well, after I watch these 2, Furiosa would be the next in line, right?
I guess. I mean, the thing about Mad Max is like they're not really connected like that. I mean, Furiosa is obviously connected to Fury Road. In a way, not in a way. It is. It is.
Well, I know
connected.
Charlize Theron is in both of them,
But
right? Oh no, or it's her character,
her character, Anya
That's
Taylor
her
Joy,
character,
plays Furiosa
the younger. Yeah.
in Furiosa. But there is the 2 sequels to the original Mad Max 2 and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
They didn't make the list, so obviously they're ass. So.
No, Mad Max 2 was really good. Thunderdome I never saw, but didn't get good ratings. So
I wonder why it's not on the list then. Mad Max 2.
I don't know. I mean, it definitely it wasn't like the first. Well, I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen that one in so long. Mad Max 2. That one might low key be better than fucking the first Mad Max.
Whoa. Was Fury Road the best one?
Fury Road is the best one.
Cool. All right.
But Mad Max 2, now that I'm thinking about it, low key actually might be better than the first Mad Max.
Damn.
So you may want to watch Mad Max 2.
Maybe I'll want to after I watch both of these. But
well, no, you
awesome.
also
So
may be like Mad Max wasn't that good, so I don't want to watch the second, even though the second one
Maybe.
seems like ratings wise. I forgot about that. Like I think it is from what I remember, because the first one is like the beginning of this apocalyptic world, and then everything else is like folklore in the world. So
Well, I'm assuming most people commented 666, like multiple people commented 666.
it
So
was just on the list.
we're doing a double feature. So thank you for whoever commented 666. We're watching Mad Max and Mad Max Fury Road.
That's fun. I'm very excited. Oh my god.
Good. So we could get rid of that. I think we got rid of 420, right? Or 69. One of those 2 we saw.
No, we got rid of 420. 69 we still have on there. What was 420
Okay.
now that you mention it? 420.
Because 666, 420, and 69 are the 3 most popular numbers that get
Oh,
commented.
420 was Get Out,
Oh, yeah.
which
yeah.
remains my favorite of all of the films we've seen. Fury Road, like I rewatched Fury Road a couple years ago when Furiosa came out. And it's like, do I like that more than Get Out? I'm not sure, but like it'll
you're about to
get
find out.
another rewatch again.
Yeah.
So I've seen that movie like 3 times, I think. fantastic fucking movie. Just
All right,
awesome.
I'm ready. I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for this. This is gonna be good. So that is the Bible study, like you said, Jack. Thank you for whoever commented. The Devil's Number 666.
Woohoo!
Moving on, let's get into the box office numbers. So
Yes, sir.
obviously, big weekend for Hollywood, the biggest weekend of the year for Hollywood in a lot of ways. Not necessarily the way that it translates on the box office with audiences. I do think that films don't generally have big premieres on Oscar weekend. We definitely
that
had a
makes
couple of
sense.
films come out, but nothing massive. Obviously, the big premiere will be next weekend, or this upcoming weekend, I should say, and that is Project Hail Mary.
Yep.
So let's get into the box office numbers for the weekend of March 13th through the 15th. In fifth place in its fifth weekend of release, this is pretty surprising, making $4.7 million is Sony animated film GOAT. Still hanging on to that top 5 spot. I feel like we've been saying it for a little while here.
Yeah.
Beating out some other, films. For example, spoiler alert, but The Bride, not in the top 5 in its second weekend. So that's pretty crazy that a film in its fifth weekend can do that. In fourth place in its third weekend of release, making $8.35 million, is Scream 7, hanging on to that top 5 for now. That brings its worldwide gross to just under $177 million worldwide. In third place in its opening weekend of release, making $9.3 million, is the new horror film from A24, Undertone. This one looks really interesting. I want to see it.
I've been hearing good things.
Yeah, it's the one where it's like the very auditory based horror film. So that one looks interesting. In second place in its opening weekend of release, making $18.2 million, is the film Reminders of Him. This is, I'll give it its flowers. New film starring Micah Monroe and Tariq Withers, and the guy from Outer Banks, Rudy Pankow. And it's when Diem's custodial grandparents adamantly refuse Kenna's attempts to see her daughter, Kenna discovers unexpected compassion and then something truer and deeper with former NFL player and local bar owner Ledger. Ledger? Is that like
that's his name is Ledger?
Yeah. Is that like a thing?
Okay. I mean, a ledger is a thing. But
No,
it's
but
not
like
a
as a
name.
name, that's what I mean.
No.
As their
It is
secret
now.
romance develops, so do the dangers for both of them, leading Kenna toward heartbreak and ultimately the hope for a second chance. Yeah, we're not the target audience for that, but
No, this is the same. It's based on that book by the same author who did the really controversial one where wait, what's Ryan Reynolds' wife?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, the one where she Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover.
Yeah, she made the book that this movie's based on. So apparently every movie that's based on her book.
I have heard that about her. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's some sort of, I guess, audience.
Hey, it's making money.
And in first place in its second weekend of release, making another $28.5 million more is Pixar's newest film, Hoppers, out in theaters right now. And this is a massive success. It has now crossed $164.7 million worldwide after just coming out 10 days ago from this recording. It's already surpassed its $150 million budget. So this is a massive start for a Pixar original. I think that this is going to have pretty good legs for the next at least couple weeks. We're getting a new Super Mario movie at the beginning of the month of April.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But for now, Hoppers will have some strong legs, should at the very least cross $200 million.
That's great. I love Hoppers.
So that's all right. So congrats to Hoppers on winning the box office weekend for the second week in a row, I believe.
I'm probably seeing it again on Friday.
Really?
Yeah, because my girlfriend wants to go see it. She hasn't seen it yet, so I'm probably gonna go again.
Yeah, I have a couple friends who want to go see it. Matt and Brandon. So I might go with them and check it out. You know,
the beauty of A-list
about it. Yeah, I know. I would not I like we all know my opinion from last week's episode. If I had to pay for the ticket, I probably wouldn't go see this one a second time.
I wouldn't go see any movie a second time if I had to pay $25 a ticket.
The most movies I wouldn't. A few I would. Sinners I would have.
I don't think I would have. I would have just waited.
The
I think it's
theatrical
too expensive.
The theatrical experience is such a big part of it. When the film like Sinners, when that's such a big part of it, it was worth the price of admission.
We are the biggest advocates.
But yeah,
of
A-list. I mean, A-list.
AMC A-list. Go get it. It's like $28 a month, but you get to see 4 movies a week. You're probably not going to go see 4 movies a week, but you can. You could see. You watch 2 movies in a month, you make your money back because each movie ticket's like $20 to $25. It's bullshit. Be an A-list member. We're going to support AMC like that because it's awesome and we see movies all the time, and now you can too.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's like a streaming service, but
right.
you leave your fucking home.
And A-listers love to try and convince other people to become an A-lister.
Yeah, that's so true.
The exact argument that I just made, dude, you could make your money back if you just watch 2 movies.
But
everyone
will
say that.
It's true.
But it's true.
It's true. You
it's
will
so
literally
true.
make it back.
Be an A-lister. You'll make your money back in 2 movies.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So those are the box office numbers. Why don't we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode? And that is what we've all been anticipating for so long. The 98th Annual Academy Awards, Hollywood's biggest night.
Let's go, dude. I feel like we should just start from the beginning, right?
Okay, so let's talk. I want to break it down with like ceremony and then all the awards, because going through like the order they gave out the awards is going to be like.
Well, no, I was just going to talk about the beginning with Conan. I thought that was a great beginning. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, what do you think of the ceremony in general, the whole show? I mean, like, we'll start as an overview.
Okay. It was good. You know what? It wasn't good. I take it back. There were too many awkward beats. I don't know what it was. Like, I liked the spectacle of everything. I thought Conan was good. I think he was better last year. I thought the intro was funny. The K-pop Demon Hunters and the Sinners performances were fantastic. But every time an actor or multiple actors went up to talk, it just felt awkward. There were awkward pauses. Nobody in the audience was laughing at any jokes, it felt like. And I don't know. It just felt weird. The camera work was weird this year. Like, there was some fucked up camera and microphone issues.
There's always technical stuff almost every year with them.
Did you feel the awkwardness? Like, nobody was like, when Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. went up, I feel like nobody laughed at their jokes. It felt awkward. They would talk and they'd be like, okay, here we go. And the next person will wait a second and go, and yes, now we're doing this. Like, they would just pause and not know what to say to each other. It didn't feel any natural. Like, it was weird. The whole thing was weird.
I mean, I agree and disagree. The show was a good show. In fact, from a lot of perspectives, I think it was one of the better shows the Oscars have put on in years, despite some of the flaws that you have correctly pointed out. I agree with some of the awkward tension in the room, and I just think that there's just I mean, like, not in a sense of people not getting along, but there definitely was a bit of a tight, felt like, or at least across the screen, maybe tighter tension in the room this year.
It just felt weird.
I wonder if that just had to do with how close some of these races really were, maybe. I don't know. Because
I just thought the speakers felt like awkward together.
Well, I also think there's just this general disdain that's grown year after year of the whole bits that go on and take up all this time with I think, okay, I guess I'll get my biggest complaint out of the way since we're talking about it. My biggest complaint is the very obvious fact that some of these awkward moments are due to the fact that they won't give winners enough time to give their speeches on stage. It's what we're all here for. Is their moment, as to hear them talk, and they give them like 45 seconds, unless you're Adrian Brody, then you get all damn night long, like he did last year. But like what they did to the Golden team, the songwriting team from Golden, that's an utter embarrassment for the Academy. And then I don't know if you saw this, but today they're like, oh, we're going to head of Warner Brothers TV or Disney TV, that's who owns ABC and runs the Oscars for now. We're like, oh, we're gonna look into how to better like plan this out. Like they're like maybe just designate one person to speak or have them finish it backstage
No.
on the socials. And I that's my reaction too. Is like, no, that's ridiculous, right? Because this is what the whole point of the Oscars should be: is to find out the winners and hear them talk.
You know what? Like, they are so happy. They're so happy to have the cast of Bridesmaids do a 10-minute bit and even acknowledge that their bit is way too long, but they won't let this guy from K-pop Demon Hunters talk for 1 minute. After the woman who talked before him only took like a minute or two. She sounded like she was talking for 10 minutes. Multiple people go up there. She talks for 45 seconds, a minute, whatever. And then he goes to talk, and the mic comes down.
Mike comes down, and the orchestra's
the lights
playing,
go off,
and the crowd is booing. They're like, "This is
and
ridiculous."
it's not like, and they usually do like a light playoff to be like speed it up. For this one, there was nothing. It was you're done, and that was bullshit.
Yeah, I did not appreciate that. And Conan did his best because it happened another time where they were trying to play someone else off, and they cut to Conan, and he was just like
He's just standing there awkwardly.
But he was doing that because he was like, this show's not going to move on if I don't move on, and they deserve their moment. You know what I mean? Like it was a purposeful choice on his end, and I think the unsung part of the duties of being the host of the Oscars, or any, I guess, award show. But I just think it's ridiculous. Like the Bridesmaid thing, you're right, went on too long. And I hate to say it, but even that so-called Marvel reunion, which was really just like a loose advertisement for the upcoming Doomsday film. Like it was weird. It wasn't really funny, honestly. I mean, I like seeing them together, but it just wasn't a good bit. It was taking up a lot of time.
No, Channing Tatum saved that bit.
Yeah, at the very end, yeah.
He saved it for the second presentation because it was so weird and awkward.
But then his bit with Will Arnett was kind of awkward and weird. He was talking
That's what I'm saying. Almost every time presenters were up there, I felt awkward. The jokes were not funny. Nobody was laughing. Like, I felt weird.
Yeah, I just think it didn't work for some reason. But the thing is I disagree about Conan. I actually thought Conan was better this year than last year. I think he felt more comfortable on this big stage, in front of 1 billion people and whatnot. Like, I thought I love Conan's humor. I liked his jokes, at the beginning. Maybe they weren't like the biggest reaction he's ever gotten. And then, of course, all of his bits throughout the night. Obviously, the one at the beginning when he's accepting the Oscar, the Casablanca bit he did with Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, that was funny.
The ending bit. The one with Aunt Gladys. Like, all the things he did were good. And I think that I wouldn't mind seeing him come back again as a host.
No, don't get me wrong. I love him as the host. I thought he was great this year, but I just prefer him. I just prefer his jokes, I guess, last year. Maybe he's more comfortable this year, but I thought he was funnier last year. But still great. I mean, the dedication that he has to do all these bits is also really impressive. I mean, I can't really see anyone else doing all this stuff in one show.
Yeah, when have we ever seen them do a bit at the end of the ceremony like that? Which was so perfect. It
was such a good bit, too.
Had me cracking up.
But that's the thing, man. They can dedicate all this time to these bits, and I like those bits, but let the guy fucking talk for a minute. Like, don't take the mic away.
Well, I don't mind them dedicating some time to the host like that.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. But if you're gonna have that time, like, you could spare one. It's a 3-hour show. You can't spare 1 minute to let this guy talk. It's so annoying.
I know. I mean, it's just
distasteful.
Yeah, there's a few things. Even the fact that I know we can sit here and say it's obvious why they only did those 2 performances this year, but it was like the first year that they didn't do all the nominees in, person perform. And to me, I get that the other 3 were kind of unknown, or definitely not winning, but that was also a little weird to me because I'm like, you should either do all of them or none of them. Like, I don't really know if I think that doing 2 is fair. Like in the past, they've done all of them. So but I get it. You got to save time somehow for for the winners. So I think the best way is to shave off these stupid bits and just come out and say, here are the nominees for blah 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 blah, and
make a joke or 2, but it shouldn't be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, these long-winded bits are unnecessary. The only presenter that should have anything more than a second to say is maybe the Best Picture presenter. That's it. Like everyone
Yeah,
else,
which is funny. Well, no, not Best Picture, but who presented Best Picture? I
Ewan
forgot.
McGregor and Nicole Kidman, who did their Moulin Rouge bit, which also was kind of like, okay, you know.
Well, it was funny that Adrian Brody was the quickest presenter. I mean, that is the joke.
That was
in
like the
itself.
only bit that I actually appreciated of all the
Yeah.
presenters was that he
He had his
whipped
fucking gum
he
still.
whipped out the fucking the gum. He whipped out all the papers and then he puts away. He's like, I have
Yeah.
one thing to say, and then he just says it. I
That was
liked
good.
that. I liked that, and I appreciated that he could poke fun at his insanely long speech from a year
and
ago.
the stupid gum thing that he did last year too. He's joking about it.
Yeah. So he's a good sport. I appreciated that.
I do think it was a good.
But
it
I
was
mean,
a good Oscars,
it was
but
a good
just
show.
weird
The
at
In
a lot of
Memoriam was
times.
one of the greatest ones that I think I've ever seen them do.
Yeah, having Billy Crystal come out beforehand was great.
Having Billy Crystal come out, speak about Rob Reiner and the way he did, then having all the the actors that worked with Rob Reiner over the years in his different films. Like I saw Michael McKean was there, Carol Kane, Demi Moore, John Cusack, Meg Ryan, Christopher Guest, Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah, a lot
of them. I mean, that
names.
was an emotional moment. That really made me emotional.
Did you see that one person? I'm not the one person, but the camera person that had their camera down, and then they're talking about Leo, and then the guy's like this last second.
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you see how awkward that was?
I did see that.
It's so weird. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what he was doing. He's tying his shoe or something, but
I don't know. But the rest of the In Memoriam was really nice. Kind of like when they had Rachel McAdams come out, talk about Catherine O'Hara and Diane Keaton, who they worked together. And then Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand started singing, which was kind of weird.
No, I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought it was from the movie that they did together, and she told a really nice story, and then I thought the song was really nice.
I thought it was weird. I was like, what the fuck's happening right now?
Why was that weird?
I don't know. She just started randomly singing, and it was like...
Yeah, it's a tribute.
I don't know. It just... Yeah, but is she a singer?
Is Barbara Okay, I'm moving on. Anyway.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. I mean, I've heard the name before. I've never seen her in person.
All right.
Is she a singer? She's an actress, isn't she? I'm not even joking. Because she was not good, I'll tell you that.
Bro, she's like... got to be in her 70s or 80s. I mean, come on.
Well, all right, now I'm Googling it because you won't answer me.
She's a singer and an actress. She's an academy.
Well,
I think she's an EGOT winner. I mean, I think she...
Well, she was not a good... She was not singing well, and I was like, this is awkward because she's a bad singer.
Oh, man, Jack. That's got to be one of the worst ones yet. Oh, man.
She was not that good. I was like,
that's got to be... Who did you watch the Oscars with?
My friends and my girlfriend.
And did you say this to them? Did you say who is Barbara Streisand? Who is this person?
No, they were like, "That's Barbara Streisand." I go, "Oh, I never knew what she looked like. I've only ever heard her name." And then that was it. And I was like, "Oh, it's not that good."
And what'd they say?
They didn't hear me. I whispered it to myself.
I wonder. Now you're putting it out on public airwaves over here.
Whatever.
Wow.
Someone's got to agree with me out there.
Wow, man. Wow.
I don't want to put her down. It was a nice tribute, but I was like, oh, this is not a singer, is she?
That is crazy to me. That might be the craziest thing you've ever said on the podcast.
Whatever.
I know mac and cheese is up there, but that one...
Yeah, I hate mac and cheese.
That one is wild. Wow. All right. Anyway, it was a nice tribute, though. I saw...
Yeah, the whole thing was good.
I saw Jane Fonda was not questioning if Barbara Streisand is a worthy singer. She was like, oh, well, I made 4 movies with Robert Redford and she only made 1. So why didn't they invite me to speak? I have more to say.
Was she actually serious?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's kind of
I mean, but the thing is like Streisand, it's tough. Streisand and Redford were very close for a long time, but also, Jane Fonda and Robert Redford made a lot of movies together. So,
But I feel like it's a weird thing to complain about. Like, I should talk about my dead friend. Like, I'm a better choice to talk about My Dead Friend than you are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the
Like,
timing is questionable. I think if
it's you could have that thought to
I think
yourself, but I feel like
Well, I
saying
think if
that.
in like 5 years or something, she was like, someone asked her and she's like, I do wish they had invited me. You know, we've worked so long
Yeah.
together. That would be different. But to say it like the day after or whatever, like
It's
is,
weird. It's like, I should have done it, not you. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Well, apparently you agree. So I
Well, not
don't,
if she's any better. I hope she's better. I don't
I
know.
mean, that. All right.
Anyway, moving on.
So, but it was a good ceremony. I really enjoyed it as a whole. I thought it was pretty fun, and maybe that was just due to the nature of the films that we're about to get into here, all the winners. But
Yeah, I thought it was good too. Yeah, I mean, we just said our gripes. The speeches, the not funny, like everything, but the actual production was good. The Conan's bits and the music and the songs, that was good. Everything was good in that department.
yeah, it was interesting. Maybe I was just having so much fun because I was following along my Oscar bets and playing the Oscar bingo and everything, and
Yeah, yeah.
which I was annoyed because I had freaking Christopher Nolan on my, like, camera cuts to Christopher Nolan on my bingo board, and Christopher Nolan, like, wasn't even fucking there this year. You know what I mean?
Really, he's too busy working on the
Too busy
Odyssey.
working it. Like, it's one thing to put Spielberg. He's there every year, no matter what. He's always producing
He was
something.
he was in like a million shots yesterday.
It's Steven Spielberg. It's the Oscars.
Yeah,
He could be in every damn shot for all I care.
might as well be.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't win bingo, but it's fine. Let's get on to who did win stuff, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about all the winners from these 98th Oscars. We'll talk about who we thought would win, who did win. You know, what we think about it, and how the speeches went, and everything. We're gonna go from the bottom up, I guess. Should we save the best for last, or do you want to go top bottom?
You pick. You just throwing at me.
All right, I think it'd be more interesting to go bottom up, because I think that the most interesting place to start is with the biggest surprise of the night, and that was, for the 7th time in Academy history, we got a tie in best
Yeah.
live action short.
I didn't know a tie was possible. And then Kumail Nanjiani was like, "Hey guys, no joke, there's a tie." I was
Yeah.
like, "Damn, dude, I didn't know there was a thing."
Yeah, it is I had the list up at one point. Hold on, let me get it back up. The list of Oscar ties in all of the history of the Academy Awards. I couldn't believe that. I was like, holy shit, what are the odds?
But I wonder, has it only been for shorts or it's been for everything?
No, it's happened in other categories. I'm just pulling up
Wow.
the list. Um All right, here we go. In 1932, Best Actor tied between Frederick March and Wallace Beery for Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and the Champ. In 1950, Best Documentary Short was a tie between A Chance to Live and So Much for So Little. In 1965, or 1969, probably the most famous tie in Oscar history was Best Actress between Katharine Hepburn for The Lion in Winter and Jack's favorite Barbara Streisand for Funny Girl, an Oscar winner.
Damn, take that Oscar back.
In 1987, Best Documentary was a tie between Artie Shaw, Time Is All You've Got, and Down and Out in America. In 1995, Best Live Action Short, the same category as last night, was a tie between Franz Kafka's It's a Wonderful Life and Trevor. And then the most recent tie before this year was 2013, Best Sound Editing between Skyfall and Zero Dark 30. So those were the previous 6 ties. And then this Sunday, we got Best Live Action Short was a tie between The Singers and Two People Exchanging Saliva. That was crazy. I mean, what a crazy moment. I was shocked.
Yeah, because I've never seen a tie, so I that was wild.
I feel like the Oscars all the time now just give us something every year. Obviously, it's no slap, it's no La La Land, but a tie is still very rare. You know what I mean? Like, you're always getting something
If someone
from these.
bet money on a tie, I bet they won like $1 million.
Especially if you bet specifically on that to tie somehow.
Oh yeah, you're set.
Like, you don't have to work ever again.
Yeah.
Which one did you predict?
So we had the same one.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
forgot we had pretty much the same predictions down the board. So we
we
had
did have the
two
exact
people
same
exchanging
predictions.
saliva.
2 people exchanged slap. So we won technically. We
Yeah,
got that one right.
yeah. And when I do the ranking, I do by like rankings of like most to least likely for a different pool. I had the singers as my number 2.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
just like I did figure it'd be one of those two. Obviously, for an actual prediction, I made 2 people exchanging saliva. So
Yeah.
didn't you see that one?
No, 2 people exchanged saliva? Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it,
Fair enough.
which is yeah, that was a hot take. I thought it was
I haven't seen it.
boring
I
and
can't really. I can't. I mean, you will not say anything crazier today than what you said about Barbara Streisand.
okay.
That's fine. I'll let you have that.
All right, yeah. No, it was okay. It was whatever.
Best animated short film was The Girl Who Cried Pearls by Chris Lavis and Maciek. Wow, I'm so sorry I can't say that last name. I feel so bad. I walked right into that.
Yeah.
But still a remarkable win for them. I didn't have a ton of confidence in it, even though other people did. I went with Butterfly in this category.
So did I. I thought that was going to win.
And The Girl Who Cried Pearls is the worst I did of any ranking all night. I had it 4th, but congratulations still. That's a cool win.
I saw Butterfly and I saw Forever Green, and I was going to watch The Girl Who Cried Pearls, but honestly, the art style was just not for me, and I didn't enjoy
No,
it.
it looks
So I was like,
interesting.
there's no way this wins.
I think it looks
And then it won.
interesting, but
It was too like grotesque for me, like the way the characters look. But good. I mean, it won, so obviously I'm wrong.
the least surprising outcome in the short film categories was Best Documentary Short Film, which went to All the Empty Rooms, Joshua Seftel and Conal Jones. I was going to watch that leading up to the Oscars. I didn't get a chance. I know you did. I am still going to watch it soon. This sounds like a very emotional, raw piece of cinema.
It's brutal, man. It's real rough to get through.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's basically about like a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker who goes around to the bedrooms of children who were victims of school shootings and gun violence, and kind of chronicles like how they're frozen in time. It really, supposedly brings this awareness to like the emptiness that is left in lives, from this violence. So it seems like a really deserving victory.
Yeah, even some of the parents in that documentary, they like didn't do their kids' laundry, so like the laundry is still in the basket, and it's like literally the room is frozen in time. It's
And
crazy.
did you see that one of the parents was there? And
I
like,
did,
and
yeah, that was
spoke,
sweet. That was
on
nice.
stage, which I thought.
Thank God they didn't cut her off. Oh my God, there would have been a fucking uproar.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that she was able to have that moment. Do you recognize her from the documentary? I assume she was in it.
I think she was, but I can't remember. I watched it like a month ago.
Oh, well, that was a cool moment. That was definitely one of the nicer moments of the night.
Yeah.
Moving on to best, well, we're on documentary short, so let's move on to documentary feature film, both presented by our buddy Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Oh yeah.
Best documentary feature film was an upset. It was one of the few upsets of the night. We had a few, not a bunch, but a few, and this one was one of them. It went to Mr. Nobody against Putin instead of The Perfect Neighbor.
Now,
Now,
what we predicted.
yeah, we both predicted The Perfect Neighbor. We both saw The Perfect Neighbor. Mr. Nobody Against Putin is on my watch list, and I did hear that there was a chance it could win. The Perfect Neighbor didn't sweep all the precursors that it could have. It was a bit of a fractured category this year, but I wasn't sure that Mr. Nobody Against Putin would actually do it. I think European documentaries and international documentaries tend to do better lately than American documentaries in this category, and I think that maybe is part of it. The Perfect Neighbor was great, and it deserves all the recognition that it can get, but this also looks like a really good one. I want to check it out, so
Yeah, it looked good. So we'll see.
it cost us. It was one of the few that cost us our Oscar pool.
I know, what the fuck,
for sure. But did you have Putin second? Nobody Against Putin second?
I didn't have a ranking or anything.
Oh, okay. Let's move on to some of the other technicals. Why don't we do best sound, which did in the end go to F1, making F1 an Oscar-winning film for sound over Sinners and Seurat. Some people thought that would win.
I'm glad F1 got something because It's a good movie and it deserves the recognition. I think a lot of people were hating on it
It
recently.
got well, the Best Picture nom is what got it
I
a
mean,
lot of hate
yes, I
because
know.
I really liked F1. I thought it was a great movie, but I can understand that maybe I don't know if it's necessarily a top like Oscar Best Picture movie. Uh, but look, from a technical standpoint, it deserves that love. I know people didn't think it was as good as Top Gun Maverick, and even from a technical standpoint, I thought it was close to it, and at least the sound, I think, yeah, it deserved that.
Yeah, of course.
Um, it makes me laugh, and we'll obviously get to this more later in other categories, but it makes me laugh that F1 walked away with an Oscar and not Marty Supreme.
I was just thinking that.
That that
Poor Timmy.
that to me is pretty funny. Um Now we'll go to the music. We'll start with best score, which went to Ludwig Göransson for Sinners.
Yep.
This was no surprise. This was probably one of the safer bets of the night. Certainly deserved. The music in that is so soulful and like, almost like this southern Louisiana bayou kind of vibe to it, with also like kind of a grungy metal mix like in rock. It was a sick score for sure.
That's Ryan Coogler's roommate.
Yeah, man, that could have been us.
That could have been
um
us.
and That's Goranson's third Oscar.
Yeah, he did what is it,
He
Oppenheimer?
got one for Black Panther and Oppenheimer, so he went
Nice.
Coogler, Nolan, Coogler, and
That's a pretty good lineup.
now he's got the Odyssey coming out this
He's doing the
July.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I think it's interesting to highlight here. Ludwig Göransson uh, has more Oscars now than Hans Zimmer, and he's two away from tying John Williams.
That's crazy. I mean, he
So
is yeah, I mean those are the three goats.
he's
Wow.
establishing himself. He is
Yeah.
establishing himself as
And,
one of our great modern composers.
and I would not be surprised if next year's Oscars rolls around and he comes back with another one.
We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll never count Ludwig Göransson out ever. I didn't count him out
Mhm.
this year. We both had him.
We both had
I
him.
got the Sinner shirt on even, man. Like I'm
Yes,
loving
sir.
it. So yeah, but that was a great one. And then best song went to Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. That was a
Obviously
lock.
that was pretty much a lock. That was such a big song of the year, so catchy.
Phenomenon, man.
Yeah, and I mean I liked it. If I had a ballot, I would have voted for I Lied to You from Sinners.
Me too. But yeah, Golden's not even my favorite in that movie. I have other ones that I like better than Golden. Golden's a great
Soda Pop.
song, but My Little Soda Pop.
I mean, that
I
one's
love that one.
super catchy. I probably like Golden a little more as just a general song, but that one is so catchy. It is such
And there's other good ones
such a fun
too.
one. Yeah, the music's great in K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's
Yeah.
so cool to see a film like this get that kind of recognition. I read somewhere that it is only the second non-Disney or Pixar animated film to win an Oscar besides Best Animated Feature.
Whoa, that's cool.
The other one is being The Prince of Egypt, and both of them won Best Song.
I bet the people that made that movie, I mean, it's Netflix, it's big studio, but I can't imagine they were expecting such an impact when they were making this movie and writing these songs and performing them. I mean, it literally became like my little cousins who are like 5 years old were dressing up as K-pop Demon Hunters for Halloween this year or last year. Like it's just it's crazy.
Yeah, and especially when you consider like K-pop is obviously very popular, but not very mainstream.
Yeah,
At
especially in
least,
America.
yeah, I was gonna say at least here in the United States, and for a film like this to kind of help that go mainstream. And then obviously the speech was really nice when she says, "I'm sorry it took so long for someone like me that looks like me to
Yeah.
be up here." Like, I don't know. I just think it shows how much that widespread impact means. So it's a good win. Like
It's a great win.
I'm not sitting here at all saying that that's a bad win. Yeah, it's a great win. I'm happy for Golden, happy for K-pop Demon Hunters. It would have been my second choice for sure in this category. I just think I Lied to You is just such a great song, but
I agree.
this is a great choice nonetheless. Moving on to some of the other technicals, why don't we give Frankenstein some love? It walked away with 3 very expected Oscars last night.
Yeah.
Best production design was one of those. There wasn't really too much competition in this or any of them. There was maybe one category there was some competition. It was not production design. That Frankenstein production is fantastic. It's almost all practical,
Uh,
and they had dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds, of people working on these sets. That was a very cool victory, I think.
yeah, I agree. And yeah, Frankenstein is just such a phenomenal movie. So I'm glad it's getting recognition.
I agree, especially for its like arts, and craft and all that like that.
And listen, we'll shit on Netflix because rightfully so. Even Conan was like, "Hey,
Ted Sarandos,
Ted
his first time
Sarandos
in a
is here.
theater, yeah.
This is what a theater looks like. Everyone's having fun."
He's
We'll
like,
shit on Netflix. We'll shit on Ted Sarandos, but they had a good year of making really great content for us. Frankenstein, K-pop Demon Hunters, uh, The Perfect Neighbor was Netflix. All the Empty Rooms was Netflix. Like they had Oscar-worthy things this year, and it was really great.
I'm just hoping that they slowly, I mean, they've been dipping into the theatrical, like, Oscar realm for, 10 or so years, I guess, or maybe a little longer, that they've been really trying to, like, be a big player in the awards season.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in some years. I'm trying to think if they've ever even won Best Picture before. I feel like
Maybe
I'm
once,
trying to.
right? They gotta have
I'm trying
once.
to think. That's something I'll come back to that. I'm very
Yeah.
very curious, but I mean, I agree with you that that they totally like had a good year, and I hope that they're learning based on this and everything that went on with Warner Brothers and Paramount and all that. Like, I hope they learn that people, that's what they really desire, and you don't have to break away from your streaming model to be a big player in the theatrical release model as well. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
um I'm looking up. I'm very curious about it. The Netflix, have they ever had a Best Picture winner? No, they haven't. They've had
Oh, Bozos. Suck it, Ted.
they have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 nominees all time for Best Picture. Roma, Irishman, Marriage Story, Mank, Trial of Chicago 7, Don't Look
Oh,
Up, The
okay.
Power of the Dog, All Quiet on the Western Front, Maestro, Amelia Perez, Frankenstein, and Train Dream. So they had 2 more this year. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. All right. Anyway, I was just curious. Sorry, I didn't want to wait. I was like, I'm actually
No, you're
very
good.
curious about that.
And Frankenstein won some more shit.
Frankenstein won some more shit. It also won the most obvious award for it tonight, or that night, was Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
Yeah.
Went to Frankenstein. Obviously, the way that they transformed Jacob Elordi, it's just phenomenal. It is absolutely deserving of an Oscar.
They made Mia Goth 2 characters, and I didn't know it was the same actress.
Yeah, absolutely. She is so good, and they make her look so vastly different as the mother.
I genuinely had no idea until
as,
after the movie ended.
yeah, the team did a great job, and it was deserved. And then the one category where there was maybe some question, Best Costume Design, which ultimately went to Frankenstein in the end. But there was some people wondering if there was enough love for Sinners that this was one of the categories it could push through, especially with Ruth E. Carter as the costume designer. She is an Oscar winner already, and it would have been the most Oscars I think ever won by a black person in this category. If she had won this, I think it would have been her third, something like that. And she's a huge name, one of the best in the business. But ultimately, Frankenstein takes it here. I think deservedly so. I think that, like, when you think of Mia Goth's like dresses are so big and colorful and beautiful.
Yeah.
The way they fill the spaces and feel part of
Christoph
that time.
Waltz.
Yeah,
his outfits.
Yeah, looks great. Even
I-
Oscar Isaac with his
Yeah.
as Victor Frankenstein looks great.
What's interesting is if Sinners won, technically Blade would have won, right? Like, do you think Blade would have been nominated if it used the exact same outfits from Sinners? I don't think so.
Well, maybe if it was.
I don't know. I think the superhero genre kind of gets pushed to the side at the Oscars.
Black Panther says otherwise, and Angela Bassett got a Best Supporting Actress nomination for Black Panther's sequel, Wakanda Forever, and she's great. It was deserving, but
Black Panther seems to be the exception. I don't know, because in the last 20 years, it's been like 2 live action superhero movies, and both in Black Panther.
Well, now you raise another question. I'm curious how many Oscar nominations the MCU has received.
I want to say 2. I mean,
Well,
well, 2 movies. I mean, like obviously they got music and Best Picture. Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture, I believe.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe has received 27 Academy Award nominations. Best sound editing, best visual effects.
Are they all Black Panther?
No, of course.
What el-
27 for Black Panther?
Well, there's 2 Black Panther movies.
Best sound editing. All right. Iron Man was nominated for best sound editing and best visual effects.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man 2, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, and Captain America the Winter Soldier were all nominated for best visual effects, as well as Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And the first Guardians also got a best makeup and hairstyling nomination. Then you come to Black Panther, which got a best picture, costume design, original score, original song, production design, sound editing, and sound mixing nomination. So obviously that was an outlier.
That's the big one.
But then Infinity War, Endgame, Shang-Chi, and No Way Home also all got visual effects nominations.
I don't, for some reason, that's like blocked out of my mind.
And then
I don't remember
Wakanda Forever got supporting actress, costume design, makeup, and hairstyling, and original song and visual effects. And then Guardians 3 got visual effects. So obviously a lot of it is visual effects, but they do get Oscar nominations.
that. The Black Panthers are the only ones with with costume design. So maybe Blade would get a costume design if they used the Sinner stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
Interesting to think
and
about.
Guardians got a makeup and hairstyling, presumably for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Dave Bautista and Zoe
Yeah,
Saldana.
Zoe
and,
Saldana.
Yeah, no. So that's, I mean, obviously the Black Panther movies are bits of outliers, but it's possible. It's 27, so it's plausible.
I would have liked to see that Blade movie.
Do you think
whatever.
that the success of Sinners is all the more like regret and proof and whatever else you want to throw in there for Kevin Feige with this failed Blade movie? Like
Regret, I would say 100%.
yeah, like proof
Because-
that there was a way to make it work, and regret that you didn't.
Dude, I mean, Mahershala Ali wants to make it. I mean, he's got to be out now, but he wanted to make it. I mean, if I was him sitting around for years and years and years after empty promises from a studio, I would not want to work with them again.
No, now he's doing Jurassic World with
he doesn't give a fuck
Universal.
anymore.
He's moved on. He's got his paycheck elsewhere. So
Good for him.
Yeah. Best visual effects. Not a surprise. This one went to Avatar: Fire and Ash. I think some people also, not me, but some people were debating if Sinners, if there had been enough, of a wave at the Oscars for Sinners, could it have taken this category? I think Avatar: Fire and Ash, the whole thing is its ability to bring this world to life via visual effects. So even if
I agree.
this didn't get a Best Picture nomination like the first two, like this was always going to happen, I think. And for Sigourney Weaver,
Sigourney Weaver announcing it too. She plays the child with a 7-year-old woman's voice.
yeah.
But yeah, every time an Avatar movie comes out, it's going to win Best Visual Effects. Like it has to. It's unless it's going against some insane movie that we've never heard of yet.
Right.
If it goes against anything that has been coming out, stuff that's been coming out like that, it's going to be Avatar.
You think anyone from the Lost bus showed up to this ceremony?
I don't know. They didn't point to Matthew McConaughey. That's the only guy I know from
Yeah.
that movie. America Ferrera is actually also in that movie.
That's funny. Anyway, let's see. Before we start to move on to some of these bigger ones, I want to make sure I don't.
Best editing?
Yeah, well, I want to do. Okay, well, let's do best editing. That one wasn't much of a surprise either. It went to one battle after another. Andy Jurgensen, and I think rightfully deserved. I mean, I obviously feel you can make an argument for Sinners or Marty Supreme, but
You can make an argument for Sinners for every category.
you could make an argument
You
for
really
Sinners
can.
in every category. But the way one battle is like spliced together to pace the story and make almost 3 hours feel like it barely an hour.
Yeah, I agree.
I just rewatched One Battle After Another the other night. I rewatched that and Sinners as like a prep for this big Oscar race between them, and One Battle After Another, it was even better on a second watch than that initial viewing, and it just holds up so well. And the editing specifically, I'll get more into the film in a little bit, but the editing is such a standout piece of that film that I don't think I even appreciated the first time around. It is such a deserved Oscar for sure. Um, and then we had a surprise in Best Cinematography. One of the coolest moments of the whole night was that Best Cinematography went to Sinners. Autumn Durald Arkapaw, who is the first woman and the first black person, I believe, to win Best Cinematography in the 98-year history of the Oscars.
That's pretty impressive.
She's only the fourth woman even nominated in this category, and
Wow.
let alone
She had one of the best speeches of the night.
she had one of the best speeches when she had all the women stand up. You know,
Yeah,
I couldn't
she was
get here
great.
without you, and it was so deserved too. I mean,
Yeah.
the principal photography, the different shots. You know, the one obviously when like Jack O'Connell's Remick coming down from the sky, like almost like a fallen angel descending, like,
Uh-huh.
you know, as that vampire. So thoughtful, so visually stunning. And then of course you have the brothers at the end. You have you know, Smoke and Sammy staring at the at you know, Remick on fire. Like, just so much going on. um it is such a cool win. I don't think it was really expected. I know there was like this idea, but One Battle After Another had pretty much won every precursor, ASC, and all these different stops along the way.
Yeah, we predicted one battle.
I mean, I really thought that that seemed like it was where it was heading. Ultimately, that didn't play out, and I'm so happy for Arkapaw. I think she completely deserves it. One Battle would have deserved it too. There was a lot of incredible shots in that, but Sinners is such a visually striking film, and her vision is such a big part of that. So that was a really cool win. And then we
Uh-huh.
had the other surprise on the flip side. It was almost like One Battle and Sinners traded
They did.
surprises. The first ever Oscar for best casting went to One Battle After Another, Cassandra Koulakounis, instead of Francine Maisler for Sinners, like we all thought was going to win it.
I was a little disappointed. Like, one battle deserves it, yes, but to have Sinners and Ryan Coogler and you know, the people involved in the casting be the first to win that award would be so, it's historic. It's the first one. And you know, one battle deserved it, but I was a little disappointed that
That's
Sinners didn't get
true.
it.
I mean, Francine Maisler, she's who would have received it as the casting director.
Yeah.
And obviously scouting scouting Miles Caton, and you know, finding him, you know, just incredible. And she is a veteran in the industry. She has been around a long time. She's done so many movies, so many shows over the years. Like, she is a very, very well known, probably one of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood. So I think a lot of people really thought like that she would be the first one, on top of the points you bring up, which is a really good one, having this film as the first one. But I do think that like also who she is and her body of work, it would have been just as much of like you are the casting director more than anything else. But Cassandra Koulakounis discovered Chase Infinity, cast,
Yeah.
you know, that one guy who had never acted before, who did the interrogation scene. And she, you know, I really think that that was a great cast, a great job for her for casting this film, especially with people who have never really done big feature films before. It was the same way I thought Marty Supreme might also win it, because they also had a lot of unusual casting choices,
Mhm.
and you know, like found people who had never really been in movies
Fucking
before.
Tyler the Creator was in it.
Right,
Like,
but even that one guy, Luke Hamlin, or Hanley,
the
or the
bigger
bigger
guy.
guy, Luke
Yeah,
Hanley.
yeah, yeah.
Just
He was
like,
great. He's
yeah,
funny.
just how they found them and how they cast these people. I thought maybe that could steal a win. I do wonder, now that this is in the books and this is the first ever best casting category, how much will the SAG award for best cast, you know, best ensemble play a role? Because Sinners won best ensemble. And I think that, I mean, people were already predicting it in this category, but I think that was like okay, this is the ensemble film. One Battle is more of like, you know, individuals standing out. They don't share as many scenes together.
Yeah, they
Sinners,
don't.
they do. So I think that's where a lot of people thought, okay, this wins best ensemble at SAG. This is going to take best casting at the Oscars. It didn't. So I think next year now, are we going to see like the SAG Awards, someone win best cast or best ensemble, and now we're going to say, well, it didn't happen last year, one battle won it. So it'll be interesting when we do our predictions to see how that plays into it.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Really, really interesting stuff. So moving up to the best animated feature film of the night, we talked a little bit about it in best original song. The winner was K-pop Demon Hunters,
No surprise there.
winning. The only other film that was maybe in contention was Zootopia 2. K-pop Demon Hunters, this wasn't necessarily the best year for animated films, but this was the biggest animated film of the year. It was a cultural phenomenon, and even I liked it. And whenever you have a film that reaches such a mass audience, it becomes bigger than just film itself, and like just becomes this, like I said, cultural phenomenon, this piece of the conversation, like K-pop Demon Hunters has become in the last year. It's deserving. It is absolutely.
It's interesting because Zootopia, the first one, was a cultural phenomenon. The first Zootopia, Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, was a huge, huge event, huge thing. And I liked Zootopia 2 more than I liked K-pop Demon Hunters, but there is no denying that that was the big movie of the year. That was the big animated movie of the year, at least.
And it's interesting. So now Disney and Pixar have gone 4 consecutive years without winning Best Animated Film at the Oscars, which is the longest streak in those two studios' history. They have not won this category since 2022's Encanto, which I think is interesting. The films in the meantime, but it's interesting. You look at what's won in those 4 years, and they're all very deserving. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which was fantastic. The Boy and the Heron, Hayao Miyazaki film.
Studio Ghibli, right?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Last year you had Flow, a really remarkable indie film. I know we all thought The Wild Robot was going to win, and it ended up going to Flow. And I liked The Wild Robot a little more, but Flow was a very awesome win. You know what I mean? Like, that was really cool. And now K-pop Demon Hunters, a big, kind of global sensation. And so I wonder, like, when will Disney and or Pixar win this award again?
Maybe Hoppers next year.
Yeah, maybe. People say, well, Toy Story 5, but I wonder if the Toy Story films are past that stage of winning Oscars. You think maybe Hoppers, if there's nothing bigger that comes. The problem Hoppers has is it's a year away.
Sinners came out a year ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's a really cool one. And then in best international feature film, it did end up being Sentimental Value, directed by Joachim Trier, the first ever Norwegian film to win Best International Feature Film at the Oscars, which was pretty cool.
I know I was 50-50 on this between Sentimental Value and The Secret Agent. I ended up going with The Secret Agent. Got it wrong. You obviously went Sentimental Value.
You went with The Secret, yeah, but it's funny because, so for anyone who doesn't know, Jack and I had virtually the same predictions this year.
We had the exact same predictions.
Well, yeah, it was the exact same, and then Jack, because of our Oscar pool, would have lost the tiebreaker because I had seen more of the above the line nominees. Jack changed his he changed his international prediction to The Secret Agent, and I got to tell you, I was getting nervous. I really thought The Secret Agent was going to win because there was just so much passion for it. And such a, it was a really good movie, and so much passion for Wagner Moore's performance in the film, and the reception that it got was so big, but you just can't look past Sentimental Value's 9 Oscar nominations.
I know. I just didn't want to lose to a tie again. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch one of the categories, and that's international feature film was the one I was the most iffy on. I was literally right down the middle. I ended up just picking Sentimental Value, but when I switched over to Secret Agent, and I thought there was a chance. There
was a chance. It was not a bad guess. It's not like you went with the Voice of Hind Rajab, which, if I had a vote in this category, I would go with The Voice of Hind Rajab.
Really? You watched that?
Oh yeah, I talked about it on the week that you weren't here. It was my seesaw, and it was very difficult for me to talk about too long without getting emotional. But that film was the best in this category. And if not that, my second pick would have been It Was Just an Accident. Sentimental Value would have been my third pick.
Wow.
In my opinion. Secret Agent fourth, and then I haven't seen Seurat. But that's like four. Like, this is one of the best international feature categories I think I've ever seen. Like, these are all great movies. So it's hard to go wrong. But Sentimental Value had all those nominations. Hard to look past it. So now we're going to move above the line, the big time categories of the night, starting with maybe the two biggest locks, which were the screenplays. Best, we'll go in the order that Downey Jr. and Evans did it. And that is, first we'll do Best Adapted Screenplay, which went to One Battle After Another. And finally, Paul Thomas Anderson has an Oscar. 14 nominations. 14 nominations. Yeah. Finally, we let PTA get one of these. So well deserved. Such an incredibly written screenplay.
We made him work for it, man.
They really made him work for it. The only other one in this category that I think would deserve it after that is Hamnet. Like, One Battle was obviously
my second choice.
One Battle was obviously winning this, and so rightfully deserved. I mean, this film it is just such an important film. It's just such an intuitive film and insightful. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about it in a bit, but like, PTA deserved this. He deserved this big night that he had. He deserved this writing Oscar. I'm so glad to see him get recognized for not just One Battle After Another, which is not just like a career one, where they're just like giving it to him. It's rightfully deserved.
Very well deserved.
But then you look back at Magnolia, Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Phantom Thread, like it really just goes on and on. He is one of the best. And then original screenplay, Sinners, and the first Academy Award for Ryan Coogler.
Yeah,
that's so cool. That is so cool. And similar to One Battle, I mean, Sinners is just such a unique story, and Coogler's ability to weave through various genres like horror, drama, action, thriller, even comedic elements thrown all around, like it's beautiful. You know what I mean? And entertaining and paced flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, like, the thing is, and we'll get to director in a minute, but to see both Coogler and PTA come out of this award season with an Oscar in each of their hands for two of the greatest films, that we'll probably get of the whole 2020 decade. Man, I mean, what a great year. Like, I just can't say enough great things about both of these films and both of these guys here.
Yeah, it was awesome watching that, man. So, yeah, they were great. And their speeches, again, like, I just want to highlight speeches. They were both fantastic. I mean, these are just two very likable dudes, and they're both so good and so passionate about their craft. They absolutely deserve to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, Coogler, they both seem like just such, down-to-earth guys. And when Coogler had his cast stand up, that was a cool moment.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't know that PTA was, I guess they're dating Maya Rudolph.
No, he's married to Maya Rudolph.
I heard they weren't married.
No, I'm pretty sure they're married.
Google check. Paul Thomas Anderson wife. Oh. Wait, they are married? Someone, while I was watching.
They're not legally married, but they refer to each other as husband and wife. So.
Okay, because someone I was with last night was like, oh, yeah, they're not actually married. And they're not, so I'll take that.
I guess there's no legal document, but, if you ask them, they'll say, that's my husband, that's my wife. So.
Well, when people ask me, I say, you're my husband. Doesn't make us fucking married.
Well, we are, just not legally. But we're married, all right.
Oh, facts. All right.
This is our legal document right here.
That's true. We just got to show this to the courts.
Do you take Jack to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I'm in the back, like, we got to sign a prenup first.
I say I do, but then when they ask you, I'm doing the same thing. We're just like both putting on
chill
a front.
The fuck out.
We're like, yeah, no, I'll take him. And then we're all like,
dude, look how progressive we are. Gay jokes. That's right. It's 2026, guys. You can be gay. We appreciate that.
All right. I guess, one of us thought it was a joke. That's cool.
Oh, fuck.
I'm trying. Anyway, but yeah, Ryan Coogler and PTA, god damn it. I will say, in an original screenplay, Jafar Panahi being nominated for It Was Just an Accident. I'm sad that he didn't get anything for that movie, not just at the Oscars, but all year outside the Palme d'Or.
Yeah, he worked hard for that movie to be made.
Yeah.
Just the stories I've been hearing from you and from, online and everything, like,
Yeah.
he was going through it.
I mean, the guy's going to go home and be like imprisoned now. And
he's going to get arrested for this. He doesn't even have a trophy.
He should have, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he should have won over Ryan Coogler. I'm just saying, I feel bad he didn't win anything besides at the Cannes Film Festival. And he won the top prize, but I would have liked to see him get a little love this award season, you know.
What if he got arrested and like they're checking his body and he has like the Oscar like shoved up his ass, like smuggling it into prison? Like instead of, how people like smuggle shit up their ass, like drugs and guns,
trades
and
it for cigarettes.
He's got an Oscar. I mean, dude, he's an Oscar nominee. He's probably gonna get fucking arrested when he goes home. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Like, but people are like, well, why don't you go, seek asylum? But I think he's an activist and he wants to be in his homeland and try and, like, I get
right.
it.
That's where you make the difference.
That's his home,
Yeah.
So, he shouldn't have to leave his home just because of his freedom of expression,
Yeah.
So anyway, but still, really cool. And just while we're on it, like that, when people are like, well, why do you have all these different award shows? To me, you can make up bullshit reasons, but I think the only thing that really matters is by having more than just the Oscars, it gives you opportunities to recognize all the great work in different shows. Like, obviously, only one person can win the Oscar, which is the biggest one, but did you know that only one Golden Globe acting winner won the Oscar as well this year? And we'll get to her, but Jessie Buckley. All the other Golden Globe, all the other Golden, you're gonna get sweeps, but like that's not fun. You know what I mean? Like the whole point is like you get to see people win along the way. Like Jacob Elordi won, and this and that. And we'll get to those now. But like, that's when I talk about Panahi. Like that's to me is why it's cool to have other award shows leading up to it, so you can recognize everybody essentially.
Yeah.
Anyway,
except Delroy Lindo.
Yeah. Well,
sad.
Well, why don't we get to that one next then? Best actor in a supporting role went to Sean Penn for One Battle After Another.
Kieran Culkin was so funny.
He was funny. I saw an interview where Kieran Culkin was like, oh, I was talking to Danny Jr. last year, and Robert Downey Jr. was like, oh, the only thing that feels better than winning an Oscar is getting to hand one to someone the next year. And Culkin was being very genuine. He was like, yeah, I'm very excited to to try and have that experience for myself. And then fucking comes out and Sean Penn's not there, so he doesn't get that.
He's like, Sean Penn couldn't be here tonight or didn't want
to be here because he didn't. He doesn't. He has shown us all season long that he doesn't care. He doesn't care about winning the Oscars. He didn't show up to the BAFTA. He didn't show up to the SAG Awards. He didn't show up to the Oscar. I thought he
wants to smoke a cigarette inside.
Yeah, and unless they let him, he won't do it. He only went to the Golden Globes. And it's like, I really thought he would at least go to the Oscars. Like, I really thought he would. I mean, he's won 2 other times. He went both times.
I mean, I was pretty adamant about predicting him for yesterday's Oscars. Like, I was like pretty set on that. I know you ended up being set on that too, but if he thought he was going to win, would he have shown up? I don't know.
He's only the 3rd acting winner in the last 40 years to not show up for their win.
Yeah, I did know that actually.
Paul Newman in 1987 for The Color of Money, and Anthony Hopkins in 2021 for The Father, but that was because of COVID.
So who's going to present next year's Best Supporting Actor?
Well, I guess maybe they'll ask Sean Penn. He presented like 10 years ago at the Oscars, I remember.
Let's just say he doesn't want to, or
they'll just get someone else to do it.
They just get a random person.
Maybe Kieran Culkin can come back and try.
Bring him back. He deserves to hand one off.
But like, I mean, it's complicated though, because like the Delroy Lindo win would have been one of the coolest moments of the night. Like that hands down, that hands down would have been one of the coolest moments of the whole night. The reaction in the room would have been nuts. Him going up, the speech he would have given, and he would have been so deserving. I mean, Sean Penn was the best performance this year in this category.
Yes.
It's big, it's showy, it's villainous. He's so good in it. He deserved it. But man, what a moment it would have been if Delroy Lindo had won, right? Like, and it's crazy because Sean Penn just became the like eighth person. What is it? Seven? One, two, three, four, five, six, eight. I was right the first time. He just became the eighth person to ever win three or more Oscars as an actor, I should say.
Oh shit! Wow.
Performing actor Oscars, not like in general.
Yeah.
He just became the eighth person to win his third performing Oscar. The others being Katharine Hepburn, who was the only person to win four. I think you'll find this funny. Katharine Hepburn is the only person to win four performing Oscars, and she didn't show up any time to accept it.
How many?
Four times, all as a lead actress, and she didn't show up any of those times to accept the award.
Yeah, because she's just built like that,
She
bro.
just built different.
She
like,
she don't give a fuck.
The other ones that won, she's the only one who won four. Everyone else who's won three: Meryl Streep, obviously, Jack Nicholson, obviously, Ingrid Bergman, of course, Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously, Frances McDermott. Oh, okay. Walter Brennan, who's the only one who did it all as a supporting actor. None of them were lead. And then Sean Penn. Sean
It's
Penn.
a good group of people right there.
It's a very interesting group of people, a lot of incredible actors. And look, Sean Penn is an incredible actor. No doubt about it. This is probably my favorite performance of those three victories, too. The other two were for Mystic River and Milk. And he's really good in especially Mystic River. But yeah, I just think of all the people, I mean, he ends up in that very exclusive group. It's, I mean, he's not a very well-liked guy. So even though from a talent standpoint, it's deserved. Yeah, I'm not surprised he won. I'm just surprised that this was who was going to win with some of the context given.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I guess, I mean, people don't fuck with Sean Penn like that.
They don't. They don't, but
he doesn't have fans as a person. Like, you see people and they're like, I'm seeing this movie because Glenn Powell's in it. He seems like a great guy. Or because Ryan Gosling's in it, like for Ryan Gosling. Not because I think he's the greatest actor in the world, because he's just a cool guy and I want to see him in a movie. Nobody has that feeling about Sean Penn. Everyone thinks he sucks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like everyone knows what he's capable of. And again, he's a remarkable.
You watch it because he's a great actor.
He's a remarkable talent, but you're not going to see it because he's in it. You just are like, okay, if he's good in this, great. And Sean Penn was great in it, but still making big Oscar history, becoming just the eighth person to win his third Oscar in a performing category, which is really cool to see. So, even though he didn't give a shit, even though I seem to give a shit more than he does.
Yeah, we care more than he does.
And then in Best Supporting Actress, it did, after all, just end up being Amy Madigan for Weapons as Aunt Gladys. A well-deserved victory, I would say, but one that I know neither of us just could bring ourselves to predict.
Yeah, was she great in that movie? Yes. Does she deserve it? Yes. Did I really want it to be Wunmi Mosaku? Yes, dude. I was really excited for her to win. But
yeah, I don't know.
Amy Madigan was great.
I'm torn. Like, I think Wunmi Mosaku, like, she's so good in Sinners,
I know.
Like, I would have loved to see her win. Amy Madigan is such a great story, but she's also such a great performance, and this really defied all the odds. Like, she didn't sweep, you know what I mean? She won a couple of awards, but she didn't sweep. She was the lone nominee for a horror film. She is the first lone nominee for a movie to win Best Supporting Actress in 17 years, since Penelope Cruz did it for Vicky Cristina Barcelona. She's the first lone nominee to win any acting award in 11 years, since Julianne Moore did it. And the first horror villain performance in this category since Ruth Gordon in Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby.
Wow.
Just remarkable stuff. It is one of the coolest wins I think the Academy has given out in a long time. As awesome as Wunmi Mosaku would have been, as awesome as Teyana Taylor would have been, as awesome as, even though it wasn't going to happen, Inga Ibsdottir Lillias would have even been. It's subtle, but a really good performance and sentimental value. The Amy Madigan win just feels right. And now I do wish I stuck with it in the end, because I know I was predicting it, and I couldn't bring myself. I said, if they didn't go for Demi Moore last year, I don't know how they'll go for Madigan this year, but I'm glad they did.
Even like the way Conan started the Oscars was literally an Amy Madigan character. Like the
Ah,
whole
yeah.
first 5 to 10 minutes of the Oscars were Amy Madigan, and they went through every movie, which was really really cool when he was playing Aunt Gladys through every movie. But having her win after everyone got to witness that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I agree. And also she had a 40-year span between her first Oscar nomination and this one, which was her second. She was nominated in 1985 for her supporting role in Twice in a Lifetime. That is the record for the longest gap between Oscar nominations ever for an actress.
Wow,
And for her to
and she
win,
won.
like, she's just such a great person and performer in the industry. Like, I think it's so cool. And Aunt Gladys, like, of all the performances in that category, and certainly all the characters in that category, Aunt Gladys is the character we're going to be talking about the most in 10 years from now. And that's why
Yeah,
I
she's
think,
definitely the most memorable
like,
character.
yeah, and that's why I think it's a victory that is going to age well, and it's a big win for horror fans, and I'm a huge horror fan, so I'm happy. And she's not even my favorite performance in that movie, but she's just so good too, and I'm happy to see her get this recognition, and happy to
Yeah.
see Weapons get recognition. It deserved more than just this nomination. Yeah, she's setting all these records, breaking all these records as a lone nominee. So now if there's a lone nominee next year, I'm going to probably predict them, and then they're going to lose.
Yeah, probably.
But good for Amy Madigan, man. That
Yeah.
that is a cool one. Moving on to Best Actress in a Leading Role, the least surprising outcome of the night, but they made her wait, was Jessie Buckley for Hamnet as Agnes
Yeah.
Shakespeare. I had been saying since I saw the movie in November that was an Oscar-winning performance, and that Jessie Buckley would be accepting an Oscar statue in March for it. And here we
Oh,
are. All these months later, and Jessie Buckley has indeed won the Oscar for Best Actress.
the biggest lock of the night. We all knew it was happening. You literally called it like the day after watching the movie all those months ago. This is it, locked in. I don't need to see any of the other movies to know that she's going to win the Best Actress award.
And she deserved it. I mean, she is so good. What she is doing in that movie is so memorable and so just viscerally raw and touching and difficult to watch, I would say, even, but
It gets rough. It gets rough at times.
that's, I think, necessary. And I think she's so deserving. Like, she's just so deserving of that Oscar. And I'm so
Absolutely.
excited to see where her career goes moving forward. The only person that even had a chance was Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. I'm mad that Kate Hudson was nominated instead of just Chase Infinity for One Battle, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Jessie
Whatever.
Buckley, the winner, no surprise, and she gave a great speech. Like that,
She did give a great
she had been
speech.
giving great speeches all along the way. And for her to give this speech, and it was Mother's Day in the United Kingdom, which I didn't even know. I thought that was really
No.
cool. And the thing she said, like, she dedicated it to the craziness, like the chaos of a mother's heart. That is a mother's heart.
Yeah.
It,
That was a really nice
she
statement.
she handled this whole award season with grace and dignity and class, and she could not be more deserving, both of her performance and her humility and just her grand, stage presences and speeches. Like, she's been great. I'm so excited. I'm such a big fan. She is already like one of my favorites now. I'm so excited to see what she does. I liked her in The Bride, even with the issues with The Bride, and I'm excited to see her in future projects as well. So,
Yeah, me too, for sure.
and then Best Actor in a Leading Role, in the end, did go to the late season favorite Michael B. Jordan for his split role as Smoke and Stack in Sinners. So it really was Michael B. Jordan for an historic victory.
I do want to say that people are discrediting Michael B. Jordan and saying that Timothy Chalamet was robbed. If he hadn't made those comments about opera and ballet, he would have won. That's bullshit. One, that has nothing to do with the voting. That he said that way after the voting started.
Well,
And
forget started when it was pretty much closed.
Yeah, and so his comments have nothing to do with it. And two, Michael B. Jordan was so deserving of that Best Actor win. He was fantastic. He played two, essentially three characters. Once Stack becomes a vampire, he's basically a whole new character. And he was just so powerful in that movie. And to discredit him because Timothy Chalamet made a dumb statement that has nothing to do with anything is really stupid. Michael B. Jordan, fantastic, very well deserved. He made a great speech. Very happy for him.
Yeah, that was a cool moment. That probably got the best reception of the night.
I think so.
I would say was Michael B. Jordan's, which was very similar to the reception he got at the Actor Awards, a few weeks ago when he won there. That was a great reception too. This was a weird one this year because back in January, we all were like, yeah, locking in Timothy Chalamet. He had the performance. I mean, Marty Supreme is an Oscar-worthy performance from him.
Yeah.
He had the narrative, one of the biggest stars. He's very upfront with his campaign. He nearly won a year ago for A Complete Unknown, as Bob Dylan. Like, it just, back in January, I think we all were like, this is Timothy's year. And that's why I agree with you about the opera ballet thing. You could say it was the final nail in a coffin that was already buried, though, because
yeah,
he was losing momentum in this race for like a month and a half now, if not maybe even 2 months, maybe a little under 2 months that he's been losing momentum in this race. And, I think that, I don't know, I think we're going to have to take time to really see what happened here, how he lost. Of course, Michael B. Jordan deserves it. I think his performance was one of the best. This was one of the best categories of the night. I mean, I think all 5 performances in this category were really good. So
he had my favorite performance of all of them.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite. When I rewatch One Battle, DiCaprio is so good in that movie. I'm surprised he didn't get anything this season for it. He didn't win anywhere.
Yeah, he was falling behind. I don't know. I thought he was great too. I thought he'd get something.
And yeah,
but I like Timothy better. Leo's my third for the whole category.
It's tough. They all are like so close to equal for me. At the end of the year, I had Jordan at 1. Now maybe it's Leo, but now Marty Supreme's the one I haven't seen, the most recently. So I don't know, but it's apples. It's like apples and apples. It's too close. They're
apples and apples.
I don't know. They're too close.
What the fuck is that saying?
I made it up. All right. They're all 3 of them are so good. It's like, and even Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, but it's just, he's so good in that movie. It's hard to say, but Jordan, I think, is just as deserving as if they had called Chalamet or DiCaprio or Hawke or even Mora. Like, I think any one of them would have won, and I would have been like, okay, yeah, that's a good win,
Yeah.
And this is a really cool win. It's 2 horror performances winning in the same year. I don't know if that's ever happened before. The speech was great, and he's just the 6th Black man to win Best Actor ever at the Oscars.
Whoa, that is a lot less than I thought.
The others to do it were Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker, and Will Smith.
Okay. So he named all these people he named all of them, thanked them all for, being the ones ahead of him. And I kind of thought he was just naming his favorite Black actors, but he was literally naming the past 6 Black winners or past
5. Yeah. The 6th one he named was Halle Berry, who through 98 years is the only Black woman to ever win Best Lead Actress at the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy. I know.
That's wild.
Insane. So, yeah, he just becomes the 8th Black lead actor or actress to win at the Oscars in 98 years, which is
a little
overdue.
Go. Yeah,
I think
a little risky to thank Will Smith at the Oscars, though. It was a little. I heard him say that. I was like, "Oh shit, he's coming."
He got to look left, slap the shit out of left and right.
Yeah.
Truly an historic night in that regard, and I'm so happy. And like, even though Timothy Chalamet would have deserved it too, Like, his performance was just as deserving of this Oscar, and I think we'll
Yeah.
look back and we'll say, like Timothée Chalamet's clearly going down the Al Pacino or Leonardo DiCaprio route, where they, like, wait and wait to give you your Oscar even though you're one of the best of all time.
Yeah, he comes out with an Oscar-worthy performance every year nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
Dune 3 is coming out this year.
And there's gonna be a lot of competition for Best Actor, I think, at these upcoming Oscars, but, I assume if Dune 3 can get the Lord of the Rings Return of the King treatment,
Yeah.
and that holds the record for the most wins all time, by the way, with 11 wins in one night. I do wonder if Timothée Chalamet can at least get a nomination again, go along for the ride.
Yeah.
But I also wonder if there's a sour taste left in people's mouths right now with him. I don't know.
He's getting a lot of hate, and it's not entirely undeserved. So, he's getting a lot of shit thrown at him right now.
Yeah, I know. But we'll see. But don't you just think that if it was Chalamet in the end, after all, it would have felt a little anticlimactic or deflating? Like, the Jordan win was such a big moment,
Yeah, I'm very happy that Michael B. Jordan won. Everyone else would have deserved it, but I still would have been a little disappointed that it wasn't Michael B. Jordan.
I would have been just as happy to see Ethan Hawke win in terms of, like, a moment, because the moment wouldn't have been as big with anyone else besides Michael B. Jordan. But from me, like, Chalamet was deserving, but he was one of the maybe he was like last on the ones I wanted to see win, even though he was,
Because you were kind of expecting it a little bit.
maybe, like, I think I would have loved to see DiCaprio win. He still only has one Oscar. He
Yeah.
deserves to have multiple Oscars.
I mean, the name alone, like, come on, how does Leonardo DiCaprio have one Oscar?
And for all the movies that he has an Oscar for, do you remember which one it is? It's the fucking Revenant.
It's the Revenant, dude.
Yeah.
It's so. I mean, I've never seen it, but I mean, Titanic, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
The Wolf of Wall
Wolf of
Street,
Wall
Shutter
Street.
Island.
Yes, dude. Like, come on.
Even, like, recently, he's been on such a crazy run lately. Killers of the Flower Moon and One Battle After Another is his back-to-back. Is insane. Like, those are two incredible movies. And he's great in both. So, yeah, it would have been cool to see him win his second. It would have been insane to see Ethan Hawke win. Obviously, it wasn't gonna happen. But, like,
Yeah, 'cause
I
Blue Moon had literally not been talked about.
love
like,
that
at
guy
all.
so much. He's such a good actor. He's always been one of my favorites. Like, I would
He's
have
really
loved
good.
it. But
the grabber.
I'm very happy for Michael B. Jordan, who was this year's In-N-Out Burger guy. He's the one who went to In-N-Out Burger.
He cannot even eat a meal in peace, bro.
But
The amount of
that's
people-
every year that they do that. Someone goes
in that burger every year.
pretty much, yeah. That's like the whole thing. Every year, someone goes to
I didn't know
In-N-Out
that. I
Burger.
thought he was just going for a bite and everyone followed.
I remember,
him.
like, Paul Giamatti went. I don't know if it was after the Globes or the Oscars or what, but he went. And I forget who went last year, but yes, it's every year. It's like a thing. Someone goes.
Damn, being famous must suck though, bro. Because like, if I was trying to eat In-N-Out Burger, I was surrounded by 50 people taking pictures of me.
No, that was like a thing. That was like a press.
Oh, okay.
I saw someone online said something so funny. They were like, I bet Timothée Chalamet was sitting at the drive-thru wondering what all the commotion was about. It's like, dude.
Him and Kylie. He's like, Kylie needs her burger right now.
It's going to go all the way to her hips and her ass.
her fat ass.
Oh my God. Anyway, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. What a cool fucking win.
The GOAT.
The Oscars are for the Oscars to give Sinners and Weapons two of the fucking acting wins is so awesome. Just so cool.
It's sweet.
Best directing, of course, we finally give it to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. There was no surprise. He won literally everything. PGA, DGA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globes, BAFTAs. Like, he won everything. And it was his time.
Made it back onto the stage. After his screenplay.
It was his time to win Best Director. He is one of the best directors of this generation and has created so many timeless films and remarkable worlds that we can dive into. And to see him get that moment finally, like, he really is up there with one of the best auteurs. You know what I mean? I hold him in the regards that I hold, the Spielbergs and the Scorseses and the Tarantinos and the Nolans, and he's in that tier. Like, if you can rank them however you want, but he's in that group. He belongs in that conversation.
Yeah, there's like a select, maybe like top 8 directors, 8 to 10, and it's like he's up there.
He's there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And though there's literally no question about who's in that top group. It's just like what order you put them in, but everyone knows who's in the top like 8 to 10 directors, and he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, he is so great, and he had 14 nominations without winning. Finally gets the recognition he deserves. He ends up with 3 Oscars tonight. We'll get to the last one in a minute. He didn't quite top Sean Baker, who walked away with 4 last year. I'll die on the hill that best editing win last year for Anora was bullshit, ridiculous.
Should have gone to Conclave.
Should have gone to Conclave. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
Or Dune 2, if anything else, but not Anora.
Yeah. No.
Like,
but it was cool that he got 4. So
it was cool he got 4. I love Sean Baker, but I still think I wasn't even trying to get into it, but I do think that this wasn't even his best movie. I think The Florida Project is his best movie.
Okay.
But I'm happy to see an independent filmmaker like him get rewarded last year. But best editing, Anora, come on, you're right. Should have been Conclave. Anyway, PTA gets 3, well deserved, and best director. Just to obviously, it's great that he was going to walk away with an Oscar no matter what. Similar to Coogler, only gets the 1. I think he'll get a best director at some point.
Yeah, Coogler's still early. He's still in his. I mean, he's been directing for a while, but he's still a young guy. He's got a lot of life ahead of him. A lot of work ahead of him.
I agree. Ryan Coogler is the same age now as PTA was when he lost his first Best Director nomination.
There you go, man. So like, I mean, PTA's got a couple movies left in him, I'm sure. I don't know how long he plans on doing it.
55. I mean, he can look at Spielberg and Scorsese in their 80s working.
I know, but you never know how long people are planning on making movies, right? Like,
Tarantino.
I don't know. Tarantino said he's going to make like 1 more and then he's done. So I don't know. I'm saying he's got at least a few more in him, but Coogler's got a lot left to do, and he's got a lot more shit that he can make for us to enjoy. So I'm ready for it.
Absolutely, for sure. And you know what's a really cool stat? We're talking about DiCaprio before. We're talking about PTA winning his first Best Director award.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that Leonardo DiCaprio was the star of all 3 of these filmmakers' first Best Director awards? James Cameron, Martin Scorsese, and now Paul Thomas Anderson all won their first Best Director award with a DiCaprio-led film.
Was it Titanic, Wolf of Wall Street, and One Battle?
Nope. You're close. You have 2 of the 3.
Did I get Wolf of Wall Street wrong?
Yeah. That one. Do you want another guess at it? Or
was it Killers of the Flower Moon?
No.
It's gotta be way
Christopher
earlier,
Nolan won that one that year.
Yeah, okay. I have no idea. What else did Scorsese make with Leo?
Do you want me to tell you?
Shutter Island?
Well, yes, but no.
Yeah, tell me.
The Departed.
Oh, I've never seen it, actually. That's
also
the number 1 Scorsese movie I want to watch.
Also starring
Matt Damon.
Jack Nicholson and Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. That's a great film. Great film.
Is Al Pacino in that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, thinking about something else. But do you want to see The Departed?
I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a long time. It has been some years, but it is a really good movie. Definitely not like the best Scorsese. It's definitely surprising that of all the movies, that's where he won his Best Director, his only Best Director Oscar for.
Listen, like, you put Leo in a movie and you know the movie's going to be good. Like, does Leo have any flops? I mean, maybe people don't like Don't Look Up.
Yeah, I was going to say people don't like that one. I like it.
He's got one movie that some people don't like, and every other movie is like, this is peak.
Yeah. No, he
put him in your movie, you're set.
He's great. So Cameron, Scorsese, and PTA, and those are 3 of the biggest filmmakers ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's going to be an award-winning movie.
Yeah.
Like, Don't Look Up even was nominated, or award nominated for, he was even nominated for shit.
I think DiCaprio like has the record for most nominated Best Picture, like being in the most Best Picture nominated films of all time or something like that.
I would not be.
I don't know that for a fact, but I think I saw that somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm sure maybe there'd be someone who's maybe older that's got that record. But if it's him, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he's grinding out a lot of impressive work. He's very selective about the projects he takes on. I mean, his next film is the one that he's doing with Scorsese and Jennifer Lawrence. That should be very interesting.
It's funny that he is very selective, but it feels like he comes out with a movie like every 2 years. And
no, man. I mean, after we went, like 4 or 5 years in between DiCaprio films, between Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Killers of the Flower Moon. We went 4 years without one.
Well, didn't Don't Look Up come out between those?
Did it? Let me double check.
I think so.
Oh, you're right. It came out in 2021. That's right.
So I feel like because he's so selective. I mean, he's obviously getting scripts his way every 5 seconds. So that's how like the most selective actor is also
Oh,
in every project every couple of years.
you know what? He went 4 years between The Revenant and Once Upon a Time is what he went in between 2015 to
Oh,
2019.
okay. Hey, he was an Oscar winner. He could do
Yeah,
whatever
so
he
then
wants
he was
after
like, "All
that.
right, I'm taking off now." And so I don't think
Fuck
he
it, I'm
did
taking a
another
break.
movie after that until Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's fair.
That's
That's a
what
good point.
that's what it was. Um anyway, and I get all right, I guess we move on to the last one of the night, the
The big
big
kahuna.
the big kahuna, and that is the best picture of the year. And that went to, of course, One Battle After Another. I know we talked about it, this late season surge for Sinners. Could Sinners come in and steal Best Picture? And man, if it had won Best Picture, that would have been
Whoa.
a crazy moment.
I wanted it to win. Honestly, I am in the. It's weird to say I'm in the minority because I gave One Battle After Another like 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good, but I didn't love it as much as everyone, you know? And I know you really, really loved it. I didn't love it. It was probably not even in my top 10 movies of last year. Maybe it was like 15 or something like that. So I really, really wanted Sinners, my number one movie to win. But One Battle, I get the love for it. I get why it won. It's just not what I would have wanted.
You know, this is how I like to look at it: is that we got two incredible films this year. I mean, we got more than two. We got so many incredible films. But when I look at these two, I look at it as these are the two films I think are going to define the year of film, of 2025, for film. And either one, like Sinners, was my favorite film of the year.
Uh-huh.
One Battle was in my top 5 of the year. I think it deserved the win. And I rewatched it, and it's remarkable how in just half a year, in 6 months from when I saw it in theaters to now, it's already aged so well. It's become more relevant by the day. It is so just politically and socially driven and in touch with the times that we live in. And I think when we look back at the 2020s as a decade of film, I mean, there's a lot of great films. There's been a lot. This is one of the ones that I think we're going to look back defines the connection between the art and the actual politics of and the world that we live in, And I think Sinners would have been such a remarkable win, but I think we're going to look back at One Battle After Another, and I just don't think there'll be any regret about it as the best picture choice. Like, I don't think people are going to look back in 10 or 20 years and be like, that wasn't a good choice, or, I don't know about, like, this is a remarkable piece of work.
Yeah, I don't really see anyone questioning it. I mean, I people like me being like, "Oh, I wish Sinners won," but I'm not like, "How the fuck did One Battle win?" I get why it won. And you were telling me recently that the only reason you rewatched One Battle was because you wanted to see Sean Penn's boner again.
Yeah, dude, I did.
And you thought that should have been nominated. His boner should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor instead of him.
I mean, it was the supporting actor of the film.
It had the film on its balls, dude.
Yeah,
It was
it had the film standing at erection, man. I don't.
standing ovation, dude.
It got me on my feet.
I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch that movie for a while. Not because of Sean Penn's boner, but because,
Yeah, well, that's a transition.
Because I didn't love it as much as everyone. It's long. The performances are great, but I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch it for a while.
See, I don't
Sinners
think
I've already seen 3 times.
I don't even think it's long. Like, I really think that's why I think it's such a great editing win, because it's paced so well. Like, I think the story is just paced so well.
It doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It feels like a 2-hour and 15-minute movie for me, and it's like still kind of long.
I think it feels like maybe an hour, and that's
wild. That's a crazy thing.
It flies by. It absolutely flies by. I think it fills every minute of that screen time. I love the way that the story is structured and set up. We need that context with Perfidia, Beverly Hills, and everything with the French 75.
Jungle Pussy.
Leading up to obviously the stuff with Willa and Bob. Like, we need that context. I just think that the PTA is doing some of the best work here in this movie. Like, this is one of his best films. This is so masterful. Like, I can't say enough great things about it. Even the things that bothered me the first go around, it's not that they weren't still prevalent at all, but the film had just aged so well, and there were other aspects that I enjoyed more, that it just didn't bother me so much. Like, obviously I really wanted more of that connection of the relationship between, Perfidia and, Willa, mother and daughter, besides just the letter at the end, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. This time around, it just worked for me so well. And I understand why it was not only the massive front runner, why it won everything this year. It won every single top prize besides SAG that it could have won. Like, all the people who jumped ship to Sinners were doing it on vibes only. And I get it. I felt the vibes.
Great vibes.
I
Great
felt the
vibes.
vibes in the industry, but one battle would, like, every historical metric possible pointed towards a one battle victory, and that proved to be true. And I think that this is a film that, as time goes on, is only going to be more relevant, more impactful, more important storytelling, and just so much fun. Just so fun and entertaining,
You
and
know,
and I loved it.
I tried explaining Sinners to someone today. They were like, "What's that about?" Because like I saw it won a lot. Like, what's it about? It's so hard to explain to somebody. Like, One Battle is a very convoluted story, and there's a lot going on. But Sinners is tough because it's like, I was like, yeah, these two brothers, they open up a juke joint. It's like a club area, club bar area, but it's, only for black people. It's 1930s Missouri or Mississippi, wherever they are. It's these two like gangster brothers, twins, and then vampires show up, and they're like, "What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?"
but I mean,
And
all
there's
right, you could say that
it
about any
works.
movie, though.
No, no, but it works in the movie. But explaining it, there's no segue to the vampires. It's like then they just show up, and it's so interesting that a movie with like, because it's again, for me at least, it's really hard to. And I feel like if someone told me that, I'd be like, "That's weird," but the movie just works so well, and it's perfect, and I love it. Favorite movie of the year, one of my favorites of all time. It's in my Letterboxd top 4 right now. Um, and it's the premise is great. It's just really hard to explain to people
I
like
guess
how it's this
I
good.
do think there. Yeah, all right, yeah, I agree. It is such a lightning in a bottle. Like, they really, were able to capture such an original, unique kind of just story to tell. Like I said, woven through all these different genres. The way music is used as like a channel of expression from generation to generation, and the film itself, really, like, at its core, is a film that kind of puts like pain and pleasure, or like pain and passion, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, pain, well, pleasure is part of Sinners, but that's
Depends
besides the
what part
point.
we're talking about.
It puts pain and passion kind of on the same level, on, here, because of what the film is about, which is a film that's celebrating Black art and Black expression, and Black community, right? But it's also showcasing this, like, through um, this really truthful picture that is the Jim Crow era, and obviously, the exploitation of Black art and the oppression of Black people in general in this time period, and continuing on into modern times. Like, it it really just paints this soulful picture, and doing so, like you said, through a vampire horror story, and using
Crazy
music,
work.
and, like, I don't know how pitching that one scene of the "I Lied to You" performance worked.
Yeah.
I don't know
How
how he
do you
was
even
able to
explain
explain
that?
that, but that is like one of the coolest scenes I've ever watched. I'll
That
never
is
forget the feeling when I first saw it.
no, when you watch that scene for the first time, you recognize, oh, this is the scene in this movie. Like every movie has like, oh, this is the big scene. This was it. And there were multiple amazing scenes before that, multiple amazing scenes after, but this is like the magnum opus of this movie. And it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was wearing its heart on its sleeve more in that scene than any other one, about, like I said, using music as a bridge and a connection from the past and the present and the future, of this shared struggle that this community goes through. And even, like, tying in Irish oppression into the story, and the similar themes of the oppression of Irish people, to the British in, the 1800s. Like, it's just such a cool detail, and that Ryan Coogler has that kind of just, like, layered emotional layers to him to be able to include these different ideas. I don't know. I'm just so blown away by both films, and
It's a
obviously
great year.
the big scene in One Battle as well as the scene at the end with the hills. You know,
The car
the
chase.
card when it all starts when Willow's escaping and the camera's on the door and it swings shut. Such a cool shot, and obviously the usage of the hills and everything. I mean, it's just been such a great year. It has been
Yeah.
so remarkable. I think this was a better year than last year overall for film.
Yeah, I agree. I think 2023 was pretty special.
Yeah,
No,
that
what was that? Was that Oppenheimer?
yeah, that year was also
Yeah.
very, very special. Yeah. Not many
Yeah,
years
that was
Killers
great.
of the Flower Moon would pretty much blank in
Yeah,
all the
right.
major awards at the Oscars.
But you had Barbenheimer, man.
Yeah.
That was a great year too. But yeah, 2025, a fantastic year. I think we got really lucky with what we received this year.
And I do think for what it's worth, you should rewatch One Battle After Another. It is I think you should look at it with a different perspective.
I got too many movies to watch for the first time before I watch that one for the second time.
Bro, how many times have you seen Damn Ice Age at this point, though? I'm just saying.
Well, I probably 50,000.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can afford one more One Battle.
I saw Sinners 3 times already.
Yeah, you can afford one more. This was my technically third and a half watch of Sinners. I watched it the first 2 times in theaters. I just watched it the other night. And I saw like the second half of it on a TV on cable at a hotel room in Detroit. I couldn't believe it. I was just flipping through the channels. Everyone knows like finding something on a hotel TV is like so fun. Like when you watch when you find Family Guy on the TV,
it's
like
always Family Guy.
It's always better. Like Family Guy is better.
Simpsons.
Family Guy is better when you come across it randomly on cable than
True. When you
pulling
put it on,
up.
it's not as funny.
Yeah. And so when I saw Sinners and it was like, about halfway through, I was like, holy shit, fucking Sinners at the Detroit hotel. Let's go. So I only saw like the second half of it, but I three and a half times, 3 full times of watching it. 2 great films, both won plenty of awards last night. Actually, probably should mention the final count for the night. One Battle After Another does finish with 6 Oscar wins. Sinners comes away with 4 Oscar wins out of 16 nominations, by the way, Jack. That puts it technically, for the record, for most losses in one night of all time.
Oh, well, when you have 16
I
nominations.
know. I still think it should be considered a huge success this season for Sinners.
Yeah.
Frankenstein walks away with its expected 3 Oscars. K-pop Demon Hunters wins 2 Oscars. And then Sentimental Value, Weapons, Hamnet, and F1 all won 1 Oscar. F1 has more Oscars than Marty Supreme. That is so
That's an Oscar-winning
funny.
movie, and Marty Supreme is an Oscar-losing movie.
That is so funny. It is such a Marty Supreme thing for Marty Supreme to not win any Oscars.
Like he literally loses in the end.
Like that is such a Marty Mauser way for this all to end. Is Marty Supreme goes 0 for 9. Not a single Oscar for Marty Supreme.
Damn, almost. No, never mind. I was gonna say almost as many losses as Sinners, but technically no. Sinners lost
12 losses
Yeah.
for Sinners. But at least it won 4, and for it's an original horror film with a nearly all black cast. That is such a near impossibility to think that could be one of the biggest contenders of the year. And it was just it's a testament to how special of a movie it is. We've talked about it to nauseum on this podcast, but for such good reason. And to see it come full circle with these 4 big wins is so cool. And Coogler, the 4 being Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Autumn Arkapaw, and Ludwig Göransson, man, just 4 incredible people at their craft.
It's great that you could see like the brotherhood between Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I mean, they've worked on Coogler puts Michael B. Jordan in all of his movies, and obviously very worth it. I mean, look where they are now. They've been making great movies for a decade, over a decade. They're just a great duo. I mean, we've been talking that we need to eventually do best duos in Hollywood. Like Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are up there, man. They're maybe not noticed as much as a duo because it's behind the camera, in front of the camera, but great duo.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I mean, Sinners came away this year with 4 Oscars, 3 BAFTAs, 2 Grammys, 2 actor awards, an A score on CinemaScore, $370 million worldwide, 4 Critics' Choice Awards, and some of the best reviews of a wide release film in the entire decade. This
And
is
it
a
made it
win.
into Jack's Letterboxd top 4. So
It did. That's maybe the biggest win of all. Is it's in Jack's top 4 letterbox. Look at that.
That's impressive. Only 4 movies can be there, and it's one of them.
It's not in mine, but
No.
it is.
One day, maybe.
Maybe one day. I don't know. But still, congrats to everybody who won the at the Oscars this year. Congrats to One Battle After Another for the winning the Oscars, 6 Oscars, including Best Picture. And we're going to be talking about these 2 movies for a very long time, and a lot of these other movies as well. What a year, man! I mean, I'm sad it's over. I'm honestly I'm pretty sad it's over.
I know.
You know, we had our classic Diane Warren lost again this year, by the way. 17th consecutive loss for her. Man, extending her own record.
Just going to keep it up, yeah.
Like, I can't wait for the Oscars next year for Diane Warren's 18th consecutive loss.
Dude, that's when this whole thing started. The whole podcast was like, I cannot wait to talk about the Oscars. And now it's over. And now we got to wait another year before we can talk about it again.
It's just funny, yeah, because we were like, okay, you know, we started that right after the Oscars and Anora won Best Picture and everything. We're like, all right, well, we're going to keep track. And you know what? Maybe it's been me really moving heaven and earth to make it happen. But by God, since the film festivals, when some of these movies premiered, we have been talking. We talked about Sentimental Value back in June and May.
Did we?
The Cannes Film Festival when it first premiered.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We talked about Sentimental Value. We talked about It Was Just an Accident. We talked about some of these movies.
We've been talking about these movies for a while.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's what the Oscar season's all about. It's not just this night. This is what it all comes to. But
it's a huge buildup.
It's months and months of buildup. We've been keeping along with it since the summer, since the spring. And you know, this is the end, and it's sad, and we're gonna have some time off. But then this spring, the film festivals will debut. We'll be back starting to talk.
I mean, we'll still be here, but we'll
but this part where we're always tracking the award season, it'll be back soon enough because we'll be saying, oh, this is nominated, or this is premiering, this could be a player this year. We said that on Sentimental Value, and it was a player this year. So super fun. I'm glad that we've done this together. I know it's probably like the first year that you have really followed, and I know, again, because of me screaming it all at you, but that you have somewhat followed along with this. And hopefully as the years go on, you pick up more and more on it because it's a lot of fun. And
I've been watching the Oscars the last couple of years, but I've never been like, paying attention to the build up to it, really.
Yeah.
Except for this year. Because you don't shut up about it.
I love it, man. I'll yap forever. I'll give us another 2 hours, but
I'll listen forever.
I've been watching the Oscars for a long time, since I was a kid. I love them. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. Maybe that sounds nerdy and stupid, but I just love seeing film be celebrated. And some of my favorites in film get celebrated for their hard work because it's what it's all about. Why are we even doing this podcast if it's not us enjoying the biggest night to celebrate the biggest films?
I know it's very different, but before we get to the last part of this episode, what excites you more? The Super Bowl or the Oscars? The night of.
The Oscars.
Now, what if your team is in the Super Bowl?
My team wouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
My team wouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
No, neither of our teams would be in the Super Bowl, actually.
Okay, let's just say the Browns are in the Super Bowl, but your favorite movie of all time came out this year, and it's being nominated for the most Oscars ever. What are you more excited about?
The movie.
The Oscars?
Yeah.
Over the Browns being in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to lose.
Probably. I mean,
and then you could watch your favorite movie win a bunch of Oscars.
This is an unnecessary hypothetical. They will never, ever, ever be there.
Okay, but let's just say they were, but they'll lose. They'll probably lose.
Football is still only my third favorite sport, and I don't even have I am a Browns fan, but the story behind that's a little different. And it's the only one. I'm not from Cleveland, so I love the team. I root for the team. But it's not the same personal connection that being a Yankees fan.
I can't tell you Yankees World Series because I just want to do one night of something. What if it's Game 7, Yankees World Series versus Oscars favorite movie ever?
Oh, now that's tougher.
Yankees Dodgers. What if they made it Yankees Dodgers?
I mean, I'd be more nervous for that than the Oscars.
Oh, okay. Yankees Mets.
No, it doesn't matter who they're playing. If it's a Game 7 of the World Series with the Yankees, I would be more nervous for that than the Oscars. Because
Than
even if it's
excited?
my favorite movie of all time, well, I'd be more excited for the Oscars. I'd be more nervous for the World
That's fair.
Series.
All right, that's fair.
The thing about the Oscars is like Sinners was my favorite movie of the year, and I'm still pretty much just as happy that One Battle won. Last year, my favorite movie was Dune Part 2, and Anora won. Anora was good. I mean, I didn't think it was a Best Picture movie, but I still liked seeing independent film get celebrated like that.
Yeah.
And then the year before that, Oppenheimer. What a fucking movie, right? So,
Mhm.
like, and you just, the year before that, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I feel like though at the end of the day there's so many great films, so even if it's like, my point being, even if it's like not my favorite that it wins, there are others that I'll probably still really like to see win.
That's true.
Versus
If it loses, it's not like the worst thing in the world. But
The no-
if the
some-
Yankees
some-
lose
some-
Game 7, that sucks.
yeah, sometimes the nomination is the win. That's the
Yeah.
recognition. Whereas in the World Series, the pennant is not the win, man. Not if
No.
you're the Yankees. The win is the win. The World
The pennant's the
Series.
expectation.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we should be
Fucking
doing.
World
always.
Series is the expectation.
Yeah.
Brother, but that was back when it was George Steinbrenner, not Hal with his chicken buckets. So,
Okay.
um,
Well, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
anyway, so that is the Oscars.
Yeah, great
Congrats,
show.
Congrats to all the winners. It was a great show and a great year, and I'm very excited for next year. Why don't we close out our show with Seesaw?
Yeah, I think I'll start because you started the something. What did you start? You started something we did before.
I don't think so. I
I swear to God you did.
I've just been talking a lot.
Oh, all right. Then I'm gonna go anyway. All right. Something I saw. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a Jon Favreau movie. I've seen it multiple times, but I saw it recently again, called Zathura, a space adventure. Have you ever seen that?
Long time ago. I haven't seen it in a
It's-
long time.
It's like space Jumanji, and I love it, dude. It is so entertaining. I showed it to my girlfriend. She liked it, not as much as me. It's one of those movies you watch as a child, and it's just stuck with you. You watch it in the car, you watch it everywhere you go. And it's one of my favorite Jon Favreau movies. And he's, the more you think about it, he's made a lot of movies from your childhood. I mean, he made Iron Man, obviously. He made Elf. He made Zathura. I watched this really shitty movie that he came out with in like 2010 called Cowboys and Aliens with Daniel Craig. Harrison Ford and Paul Dano were in that. Like, it was such a stupid, bad movie, but I love it. And I think Jon Favreau has a knack for making stupid, bad movies that I love when I'm a kid, and now I love them as an adult. And he makes great movies, of course, like Chef and Iron Man's great, but like, this is my shit. Zathura was great. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. Space Jumanji. And what I want to see, we're coming up close, April 6th, Maul Shadow Lord. Give me Darth Maul. Give me that peak animation. I don't even have much to say about it. I just can't wait to see Maul Shadow Lord. I mean, you, me, Ed, and Crosby, the two of our best friends, we are such Star Wars people. I think we need to have them on the show maybe during the Star Wars season because this is going to be great. We're getting Mandalorian Grogu this year, whatever. But Maul Shadow Lord is what I'm most excited about. And the most I've been excited about for Star Wars in a long time. I haven't been this excited about Star Wars since, like, I don't know, Andor Season 2. And even then,
That was last year.
Yeah, all right. Whatever. All right. Well, before Andor Season 2, it was like not in a while. Okay. So, Maul Shadow Lord, fantastic. All right. Let's go. What do you got?
Something I saw recently, which is ironic. It's kind of like this was like this month's Wuthering Heights, where you originally were the one who were like, "Oh, I really want to see this." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And then my friends went to go see it, so I just tagged along. And that's the Glenn Powell How to Make a Killing. I
want to see that. I still want to see it.
I really wasn't gonna go see it anytime soon. Like, it was on my watch list, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm probably not gonna check it out in theaters."
See it.
So I saw it. I know you were very like adamant about this one, and
I was excited to see it.
I'm the one who saw it. It was all right. It was fine. I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it, but the story, it's structured fine. I didn't like the dialogue. It felt so unnatural and was like awkward to me and cheesy. And like I enjoyed Glenn Powell. I always do, but I don't think he kind of felt out of place with this character. Like, I don't know. It just didn't really work for me with him.
Okay. Because from the trailers, it seemed like a very Glenn Powell character. Like, quippy, smart. Like he kind of seemed like the guy from Running Man almost.
That's he's gotten a lot of comparisons, so maybe it's more of a story thing, but I don't know. It just didn't work. Like
Well,
I had
that
trouble
sucks.
connecting with it. Margaret Qualley was definitely great in it. Always great to watch
As per
Margaret
usual.
Qualley. Like this movie is really just like an Americanized version of No Other Choice, actually, which we talked about a couple months ago. A movie that should have gotten an Oscar nomination. So yeah, I mean, like, I didn't mind it. I think you'll find it fun. I just don't think there's really anything special going on here, or anything that interesting going on here.
Uh huh.
So that's How to Make a Killing. And then something I want to see on the heels at the end of one Oscar season, as we look ahead towards the 2027 Oscars, just some of the big contenders that people are predicting right now could be Best Picture nominees a year from now. Obviously, we don't know which of these will or will not get nominated at this point in
Right.
time, or even are in the conversation. But some of the expected contenders that I'm interested into seeing, obviously, The Odyssey, Dune 3, Digger with Tom Cruise. I think he could maybe make a run at a Best Actor Oscar next
Ooh, I would
season.
like to see that.
Project Hail Mary, of course, coming out. The Michael Jackson documentary.
100% getting nominated.
Wild Horse 9, which is Martin McDonagh's upcoming film. A lot of people think that could be in contention. Disclosure Day, obviously Spielberg. The Social Reckoning, which is the sequel to The Social Network. Werewolf. I Love Boosters, Adventures of Cliff Booth. I know I'm just naming a bunch of movies. All of them, the point being, are in this category of these are the early looks as potential contenders for Best Picture. And I'm excited to watch all of them as the year comes out and we start talking about next year's Oscars. I'm jumping the gun with it, but that's what I'm excited to see. Bring it on. And we're starting
That's
with
valid.
Project Hail Mary coming out.
Next episode, we'll be
Next
talking about it.
episode. Yes, next episode will be our Project Hail Mary episode. That's right.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. When are you seeing that? Saturday versus Friday?
Friday.
I think I'm seeing it Saturday.
I really
Um,
wanted to see it in 70 millimeter IMAX in the city, and it just my friends and I, we were gonna do that. It was like because of the visuals and everything with this film.
Looks
That's
crazy.
where we wanted to see it, was on true 70 millimeter print. The show times were awful. It was like 11 a.m. We were trying to go on a Thursday like evening, and it was like 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 11 p.m. And
Oh, that
I was
sucks.
like, all right, we can't make it work, so we're just going Friday. And all the seats are basically sold out at Lincoln Square anyway. But
Yeah.
I saw Marty Supreme there, and it was so awesome. If I love Project Hail Mary as much as I think I will, I might try to go again like the next weekend after, where there'll be
Yeah.
more seats available to see it in 70 millimeter in the city.
You should. If it's as good as everyone says it is, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all those movies. I think we'll have another great batch of films heading into next year's Oscars. It's gonna be fun.
I think so too. Um, yeah, I totally agree. Thank you everybody for watching. This was a great episode. We've been waiting to talk about the Oscars for like a year now. I mean, I can't believe we're almost at episode 50. What is this, episode 47? We're almost at, I mean, that's over 50 weeks. We're almost at a year of doing this. We love you all. Thanks for watching. Thank you for commenting. Bible study numbers, keep commenting them. We're gonna watch
Mad Max
both
and
Mad
Mad Max Fury
Maxes.
Road
In two
double
weeks we'll review
feature.
those. It's gonna be a good time. Any parting words?
Yeah, just follow us on all our socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, MySpace. If you can resurrect that one, we'll
We
join
should
it.
make a MySpace
We'll
account.
join it. Yeah, man. I love the Oscars and I love film and I love you all. What a great time it's been. What a great year.
Peace, guys.